Well, well, well. It is Tuesday, and Jerry Jones has got all kinds of stuff to say about the Dallas Cowboys. Let's talk Cowboys. We about to go live. Yep. Man. 5-hour stream last night. Had to take care of some things today, and we are back at it. Won't be a long stream, but it's going to be a live stream. It's going to be a good stream. We about to talk Cowboys. Let's go. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And if you like this live stream, please hit that like button as you come in. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And if you see that HYPE button, make sure you hit that too. Push us out into the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't become a channel member subscriber yet, please do. We have a lot of great things coming up this season. Now let's talk facts. Welcome back. Man, we had a long day of talking Cowboys over the last 24 hours. And so we're going to get right back at it like we never left. And so today, hey, we got a pretty simple show today because we're going to get past the New York Giants. I think we're going to make our cutoff days talking about the previous game Tuesday. So today is the last day we're going to talk about the New York. I don't know if we can even call them football. But let's put some respect on the name. It did score 37 points. The New York Football Giants. And we're moving on to Chicago tomorrow. So here's today's show. Now, inside of these small topics, or these 4 topics, there are a lot of things we're going to talk about. Because Jerry Jones is giving all kinds of news. Jerry Jones actually gives a Brandon Aubrey contract update. And he's going to give a Deron Bland injury update. Jerry Jones is in this thing, man, just giving it all up. So, Jerry Jones interview, going to be very interesting. We're going to go back to Sunday. We're going to go back to listen to player interviews from Sunday and see what the players talked about after the game. Then we're going to look at the crazy Week 3 power rankings from around the NFL. Boy, and I am telling you, if these people don't hate the Cowboys, I don't know what it is. And we'll talk a little bit more about Jadeveon Clowney. I just have a little question I want to answer about Jadeveon Clowney. But pretty much, that's going to be the show today. Not going to be long. We're going to talk about, again, Jerry interview, player interviews, Week 3 power rankings, Jadeveon Clowney. Let's go. Yeah. Let's talk Cowboys. Let's go. All right. Let's get our roll call in. Yep. We back at it. Derek G, open this thing. What's going on? What? Michael Parsons still talking? Man, I ain't even worried about Michael Parsons. Cowboys, man, we on our way. Ron Hannah back up in this thing. What's going on? Look, Queen, still praying for you, praying for a speedy recovery to my sister from the beginning. Look, Queen, what's going on today? Terry Tatum in this thing. What's going on? Well. Let's go. John Henry up in this thing. Dolores Betty Boo, good evening. Let's go. Yo, Robert Dudley. What up? Yes, sir. Devin Mills in this thing. He said, welcome, G. He said, that was a barn burner the other night against the Giants. Yeah, man, it's worth talking about. He said, I feel that game will make us a better team as a whole because of the way we stayed in the game and fought. Yes, sir. That's one of those character building games. 5 points at the start in this thing. He said, what's going on, Cowboys Nation? Let's go. Rena Zaquini, what up with you? Good to see you. C-Base, hey. What up with you, C-Base? Lord Nova up in this thing. What up? Jeffrey Mayfield. What up? The Vibes. What's going on? What up, Keith? What up? Lonnie Cabal. What up? Dak owns Filthy. Send Jalen Carter to prison. He says, what's going on? Good to see you up in here. Let's go. Douglas Harrison up in this thing. April Showers. What up, April Showers? Dedication. Mose Logan. What up with you? Reality Cowboy. Jerry called out everybody except Dak Prescott. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, Reality Cowboy. Man, Jerry feeling real good about Dak Prescott right now. I'm just telling you. Jerry feeling real good about Dak Prescott. Let's go. Robert Dudley said, G Money. It's a new Jack City. Let's go. Jesus Rivera. What's going on? My man, Eric King up in this thing. What's going on? Man, let me tell you something, boy. We about to have some fun today. This man Jerry's off the chain. Lisa Worley up in this thing. What's going on with you? Good to see you. Coyote. Great game from the running backs. Man, let me tell you, Javonte Williams, yeah, Aubrey, Dak Prescott, yeah, Pickens finally got in that on that thing, man. They really, there's some good things that happen in this game. Jared Thomas, #1 Dak Prescott fan, what's going on? He said, good news, the Philadelphia Eagles tush pushers looking to be on the shaky footing, and refs, I think, will watch for more of those linemen to see if they're jumping. Jaden banged up. We're getting breaks. Yeah. Hey, the tush push is on his last legs, man. David Duval up in this thing. What's going on? He said, appreciate the hard work. Yeah, let's go. Got to do it for the culture. Eric William in this thing. John Jones, he said, what up, G Money? You know what I'm going to tell you. It's a new Jack City. Let's go. Joe Trishino, what's going on? Lulu up in this thing. Ron Hanna. What up, Ron Hanna? He said, you want me out with Cowboys After Dark, but I love the vibe. Won't mind next time you go live. Hey, man, we doing it again on Thursday. Cowboys After Dark. Boy, hey, Ron Hanna, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know if I'm going to 5:30 in the morning again. I don't know if I'm going to 5:30 in the morning again, but nevertheless, it was great. Mose Logan, what's going on? Eddie, up in this thing. Katharina Kiss, what's going on? Damon, Family Boy Davis up in here. What is going on with you? Katharina Kiss said hit that like button. Bernard Fields, Brandon Cup, Superstar Status, Jacob Jackson, Rico Jones up in here. What up, Rico? Super 2, what up? Vato Salas, what up? Tony Jones, what up with you? Stephen White is back in the crib. Stephen Jones, salute to you, my man. What is going on with you? Oh, it is the real estate vet. Real estate, what is up? Richard Villegas, what's going on with you? Good to see you. All right, let's get this thing going, man. CL up in here. Carl Alder just pulled up in the 72 Chevelle. What's going on with you? Good to see you up in here. Travis Beck, what up with you? Let's go. Bam, bam, Gaines. I gotta say what's up, Carl Young. Uncle Charles up in here. What up, Uncle Charles? All right, guys, let's go. Superstar Status up in this thing. Carl Young, let's go. Paris. Carlock, what's going on? Q-Town dude, what on? He said, quick shout out, G. Out the door to church for the final night of revival. Yes, sir. Praise be to God. Let's go. Let's go. Willie Thrash, what's going on with you? Mike 405, Justin Durham, Sizzling Bacon. Man, that's my favorite almost, is Sizzling Bacon. Sizzling Bacon, what's going on? All right, let's get this thing going, man. Jerry Jones is up in here, man. Let me tell you something. Jerry Jones is up in here, and we can say anything we want to say about Jerry Jones, but Jerry Jones is ecstatic about this Dallas Cowboy win. Jerry Jones is ecstatic about this Cowboys win. And I like Jerry Jones' approach to this. Jerry Jones is basically saying that, hey, a win is better than a loss any day. And while we got some opportunities, we are definitely not going to poo-poo, as some people have done. We are definitely not going to poo-poo a win. Amen? A win is a win. And especially when your brothers, when your team stick together like a family and they pull themselves up by the bootstraps and they win the game. So you can't be mad at that, man. You can only be happy at the resilience the Cowboys showed. And especially, man, with this the second week, man, Dak Prescott looked like he done put the league on notice. Dak said, I'm on my second MVP campaign. He said, y'all robbed me the last time with Lamar Jackson, but I'm not going to let you do it again. Man, Dak Prescott is top 3 in almost every statistical category. So Dak Prescott is doing his thing. So let's listen to old Jerry Jones, man. Jerry Jones always got crazy stuff. You know, Jerry Jones, I always tell people, man, Jerry Jones needs a translator. And so Jerry Jones is talking about everything from the Cowboys to glory holes. So let's get this thing going to see what Jerry Jones is talking about.
RJ 105.3 The Fan. Good morning, Jerry. How are you?
Hey, good morning, man. Good to be with you.
Were you working on another trade for the defense on the phone line there?
Not so much. I was getting a little getting a little better shape. I'm in New York right now, and just got in here, and so I was late on the call, guys.
Has your heart rate settled down from that crazy thriller on Sunday?
Well, I'm so proud of that guy you just had on. Boy, I'll tell you, and he's homegrown, which makes it even that much better. But what a player, what a kicker. Sure excited about really, and as we all know, you can't say enough, but what a weapon to get him from that far out.
Is he the most automatic employee you've ever had in your entire years?
Oh, man.
Well, I don't know that we should talk about employees like automatic, but if we can, you can sure count on him. And I like the way we confidently lined the winning kick up and just took as almost a perfunctory function out there. And boy, it's really going to serve us well. And of course, any numbers of things can give you confidence as a team, as a whole. And there's no question we grew with the effort of hanging in there, coming back. We know now that can happen to us. We can come back like that, and all of that makes you grow and makes us a better team for sure.
Jerry, I'm going to make you some more money as soon as you get off this phone.
Y'all really need to feel what Jerry Jones just said. Jerry Jones is saying it happened to us because those are the games we normally lose. We are normally on the losing end of games like this. Jerry is saying, hey, man, it went our way. We persevered. There were some things that didn't go our way, but we stuck together. We stuck together as a team. And so it's crazy. I mean, it is crazy what we were able to achieve. So, man, you can't help but be excited, even though we know we got some opportunities, but you want to win while you want to win while you're growing. You don't want to be losing. 5 points of the store. I'm going to have to check this out, man. You said Bubba Dub and Diggs out here on the internet beefing. Dude, what? Oh, man. You know what, man? Let me say, Bubba Dub, I'm not a listener of him, but shout out to Bubba Dub. He's from my area. I think he's from the East Texas area out here. And, man, he's a personality. And, Trayvon Diggs, man, you got to stay out that media. Players got to stay out that media, man. Because I'm telling us, man, there are people out there that cover the Dallas Cowboys, and they're Dallas Cowboy fans, and I guess I'm gonna call them Dallas Cowboy fans, and some Dallas Cowboy fans, some people who cover the Cowboys, it is what it is. I mean, some of their content has been made famous by them hating on the Cowboys, hating on some of the Cowboys players, calling out Cowboys players in a funny way. And so, in a sense, some people are, they're entertainers in a sense. So I'm gonna have to check into this. You said Bubba Dub and Trayvon Diggs is beefing. Man, come on, Trayvon Diggs. You can't let that kind of stuff distract you. I got you. I'm gonna check that out, though. I appreciate that information. This man up in here beefing. Man, come on, man. But again, the Cowboys, I mean, this comeback for the Cowboys, whew, This win for the Cowboys is great. Yeah, Stephen White, I'm telling you, Jerry is never a dull moment, man. Let's get this super chat in from Travis Beck. Travis Beck, he's a big G, our Cowboys, getting reinforcements. I heard an interview where Overshown thinks he will be back a few weeks before Thanksgiving. Man, you know, I thought he was shooting for Thanksgiving, but the way he's been looking, it is not going to surprise me if he's back before Thanksgiving. I'll be honest with you, though, Travis Beck, I'm going to be praying for Demarion Overshown. I always said, and anybody who's been following me knows I've been saying this from the beginning, Demarion Overshown is the true leader of the defense. True leader of the defense. He didn't take it, he earned it. He didn't take it, he earned it. He got a different kind of energy about him. The players all love him. And it is going to be so great when he gets back. I'm praying hard for him. But honestly, I would rather him, man. I just say stay out till, I think it'd be great if he just stayed out till Thanksgiving. But again, hey man, if he ready to go and they feel like he can go without injury, okay, let's get him. Let's get him. Let's go. You know, we'll just be praying for him when he come back. So, but again, yeah, he's a great guy, man. I am so ready for him to come back, Travis Beck. I think this defense and I think this team, once he gets back in the lineup, total elevation. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, Stephen White. Jerry's always entertaining, never a dull moment. Angie, my unofficial co-host, is back in the building. What's going on, Angie? What up? Yeah, Brandon Cup, you pay Aubrey $40 million. Let me tell you something. Jerry about to talk about this. Hey, Jerry about to say some stuff about Brandon Aubrey that's like mind-blowing to me. But let's keep going.
Phone call, you can call your merchandise people because our listeners are saying there's only like one piece of Brandon Aubrey merchandise on the team website, so they want more of that if you're interested.
Well, that's good signal. I'm sure our guys have that noted. They're asleep. They're asleep if they've missed this one.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones joining us here on 105.3 Fan. Okay, Jerry, so you guys just got the extension done with Tyler Smith last week. Got Deron Bland done recently, Jake Ferguson this offseason. So is Brandon Aubrey the next in line to get a deal here?
Well, he certainly is coming, and we'll be looking at that. Probably have had communication since the kick with that.
Hold on. Can't let that go. Let's go back and hear what Jerry Jones just let out of the bag.
It's in line to get a deal here?
Well, he certainly is coming, and we'll be looking at that. Probably have had communication since the kick.
Hey, let me tell y'all, for anybody who was not on Cowboys After Dark last night, let's go back and play this real quick. We're gonna keep this right where it is. I am not surprised that Jerry Jones, that y'all notice, he said there's already been a conversation since the kick. Anybody surprised? Let me tell you why let me let you hear why you shouldn't be surprised. Nobody should be surprised that Jerry said there's been a conversation. There should be nobody surprised that there's been a conversation, because I'm going to let you hear this player interview we listened to on Cowboys After Dark last night. And in case you haven't heard it, and I know some people don't, they probably didn't even know that Brandon Aubrey gave a doggone interview on DallasCowboys.com. And let me tell you something about Brandon Aubrey. Hey, man, there's a fine line between arrogance and confidence. There's a fine line between arrogance and confidence. And when somebody is telling you who they are because of what they are doing and what they continue to do, well, I have a saying. How can you call it bragging when they're telling the truth? Brandon Aubrey is about to say some truths that we all agree with. I just don't know if we've all heard Brandon Aubrey say it. I'm gonna let you hear Brandon Aubrey say it with his own mouth. Check this out.
Yeah, at this point, I don't really communicate it because when I go out in pregame, I don't have the same energy, the same pop off my foot. So just is within reason. When they get me there, hopefully I've got what they need, and they trust me. And you can see the ball probably was good for 6 or 7 more yards, so probably got a little bit more in there.
When you hear them chanting, does that give you more energy in the game?
Yeah, absolutely. The crowd really brings me alive, so it's great to hear that.
Have you ever had it?
What do you have to do to make sure that you're ready?
Yeah, it's just talking to myself. It's going through breathing exercises and just reminding myself that I'm made for this moment, that I believe I'm the best kicker in the league. So.
Say it again, Brandon Aubrey. Let me tell you what Brandon Aubrey did on Sunday night. Brandon Aubrey made a declaration to the Dallas Cowboys. Pay me. Shoot. Brandon Aubrey said, pay me. Did y'all hear this dude? Brandon Aubrey said, I deserve this moment. I'm the best kicker in the league. I'm not surprised. The Dallas Cowboys got this man on they got this man on a contract that's worth a bag of Cheetos versus what this man's performance has been. They got this man on a bag of Cheetos. I'm shocked they didn't sign him today. I'm shocked. I'll be honest with you. If there is anybody that they should have did a contract for today, it's Brandon Aubrey. Let me let you hear Brandon Aubrey say it again. Dude, Brandon Aubrey shoot. Hey, hold on a second.
Put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all say my name, put some respect on it.
Shoot, Brandon Aubrey said put some respect on my name. Brandon said, I'm Brandon Aubrey. Do you know who I am?
That I'm made for this moment. That
I'm made for this moment. This man said, God put me in this moment.
I believe I'm the best kicker in the league, so.
How can you call it bragging when he's telling the truth? Somebody explain it to me. How can you call it bragging when a man is telling the truth? Man said, I'm the best kicker in the league. Pay me. Shoot. Pay me. Cowboys ought to pay him too. They ought to pay him. They ought to pay him this week. You want to set this team on fire before this next game? Pay Brandon Aubrey. Pay Brandon Aubrey. Continue to show this team. People who want to be here, people who perform at a high level, and people who do it the right way, we reward them. We pay them. I don't know if y'all heard this. I had never heard Brandon Aubrey talk like this. Poobie D up in this thing. What up, Poobie D? I hadn't heard him talk like this. Shoot. Brandon Aubrey said, hey, man, pay me. Pay me. Listen to the rest of this. It's only a minute. Listen to this.
There's no better spot to be. It's an opportunity, so go have fun. And then, go ahead. I'm good.
Brandon Aubrey said, I love to be in the moment. Dude, Brandon Aubrey said, I love to be in the moment, man.
I know you've hit some big kicks in your career. Have you ever had a hero's welcome like you had coming up in the tunnel a little bit ago with all of them chanting your name? What was that like?
That was unreal. Just happy to have the support and have the fans show their appreciation. So it was a really cool moment.
Let me tell you something. I don't care what nobody say. There is nothing like being a Dallas Cowboy. There is nothing like being a Dallas Cowboy. When you're successful as a Dallas Cowboy, you have the key to the city. The way this fan base has embraced George Pickens, the way this fan base has embraced and is embracing Brandon Aubrey, cheering this man on, knowing who he is, the confidence the fan base have in this man. Man, I'm telling you, this to me feels like a renaissance period for the Cowboys. I mean, this feels like a renaissance period to me. I don't even think we realize what we are witnessing. But I'm older, I know, than some of you. Angie the Rebel Chicks, I know I'm older than you. Angie, I want you and people in your age range. I want y'all to embrace what's going on right now. I've been around for 3 decades of Cowboys Super Bowls. Well, I should say 2 decades. I was around I was a fan of the Cowboys when they were winning in the 70s and 80s, winning the Super Bowl. I was a fan of the Cowboys in the 90s in particular. That was when I was the most cognitive about the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl. You young people should be embracing what you're seeing right now, because you're seeing what we felt in the 90s when the Cowboys started building that Super Bowl team. And y'all remember, I got what I call the Jimmy Johnson barometer. We're not in the 89-90 Cowboy barometer, because that was the losing seasons. We're more now into the 91. I feel like we're in that 91-ish Cowboys barometer, teetering on 92, where the Cowboys broke through in 92. But in 91, we started feeling it. We was like, wait a minute, hold on a second. We saw this team a few games, and we were like, hold on a second. Hey, this team is pretty good. This team is pretty doggone good. We're making all kinds of moves like we did around 91. And in 1992, we took the league by storm. I'm telling us now, we need to embrace what's going on with the Dallas Cowboys right now. I told y'all, I don't know why, I just said this team is going to start moving different. They're going to win the Super Bowl in 2026. I'm not ruling out this season, because if they make a few more moves, man, the Cowboys may very well shock the world this season. They may literally shock the world this season. Man, they get some breaks going their way, and we all may be shocked. I can tell you this. I'm getting that feeling. Jerry is doing things. Stevens, they're doing things. And I'm telling you, Brandon Aubrey is the next up on the pay. And I'm telling you, they're going to ignite this team when this dude get paid. They already did it when they signed Ty Smith. They're going to ignite this franchise when they sign this dude right here. I'm telling you, Brandon Aubrey in this interview is saying some just, hey, man, pay me.
Brandon, where were you ranked with this game in terms of your career, in the involvement you were in the ups and downs? Where did you put it?
Yeah, it's got to be number one. I think that's the first walk-off field goal I have. So did it twice today, which was pretty cool as time expires. Once to obviously send it to overtime, and then once in overtime. So pretty cool moment for me.
What can you say about Dak and the offense, just to continually at the end of the game at least give you a chance to do what you did?
Yeah, so like I have a job to get the ball through the uprights. They have a line that they want to get to, and they've got to find any way possible to get there, and they did it over and over again.
Let me let you see this dude. Look at the look on this dude's face. This dude's got a different look in his eye. I'm telling you, they need to check this dude's DNA. They need to check and see what's going on with this dude, because I'm telling you, this dude is not human, man. This dude is an alien. He has that look in his eyes, man. The moment is not too big for this dude. The moment is not too big. And I'm telling us what he's saying. You can see it on his face. Hey, man, pay me. I love it.
too, and they've got to find any way possible to get there, and they did it
Pay
over
me.
and over again. Yep.
Pay me. He's saying it. Pay me. I'm with Brandon Aubrey on this. I'm with Brandon Aubrey, guys. And I know y'all are too. Jerry, pay this man. Pay this man. You don't make a player like this wait, Jerry. Pay this man. And it is no surprise to me as we go back to this Jerry Jones interview. Jerry Jones said, since the kick, we've already had a conversation. You have to be having a conversation. And you need to get this dude signed. I'm telling you, Brandon Aubrey, I'm sure he's a stand-up guy. He could really, after this game, shoot, Brandon Aubrey could tell Jerry I'm not kicking another kick until you give me a deal. But I'm sure he's not talking like that. But I do believe Todd France, I think Todd France and the Joneses have a pretty good relationship from Athletes First. And I am pretty sure that Todd France has basically said, pay this man. Pay this man. True Texan, he said, Cowboys 2026, the feelings into my bones also. True Texan, I've been saying it. Anybody who's been following me, this channel, 1 year anniversary is this month. Man, I've been saying this for a year. I've been saying it. Ever since the Mike McCarthy thing, I said, man, I'm telling you, Cowboys going to win the Super Bowl in 2026. I believe it. I'm telling you. And the team who I think they're going to go up against, and it could be this year. I'm not ruling it out. I'm telling you the team they're going up against. It only makes sense for me for it to be one team the Cowboys go up against in their next Super Bowl. Who do y'all think it is? Y'all tell me in the chat. I'm going to let y'all catch up with me in the chat. Who do y'all think the team that everybody would want to see the Cowboys play in the Super Bowl? Y'all tell me who it is, because I'm going to tell you who I think it is. But nevertheless, I'm telling you, the Cowboys, man, y'all need to embrace this. Y'all need to embrace this. We're on to something. Y'all need to embrace this. We didn't have the internet back then. But a lot of us, when the Cowboys got ready to start winning the Super Bowl, we were feeling like, wait a minute, hold on, man. Something is different. Troy Aikman got hurt in the 91 season. Troy Aikman came back in that 92 season. Just like Dak Prescott is coming back after getting hurt last year. Somebody who old enough, tell me you don't remember this. Tell me you don't remember this. See, a lot of people don't understand sometimes history repeats itself. See, a lot of people think it's brand new that somebody is saying that the backup quarterback is better than the starting quarterback. When Troy Aikman went down in 91, Steve Berline comes in and leads the Dallas Cowboys on a playoff run. And people were kind of like, Troy who? If you didn't watch the Netflix special, Jerry Jones stepped in and told Jimmy, Troy's the quarterback here. Because I'm telling y'all, Jimmy didn't care. The only thing Jimmy wanted was that Super Bowl. And he didn't care if it was Troy or me. I'm just telling you. Don't let Jimmy fool y'all. Jimmy didn't care if it was Troy or me. Whoever could get him to the Super Bowl, that's who was going to go. And he liked Steve Berline. But let me tell you, that incident lit a fire up under Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman came back in 92 and balled out of his mind. Anybody notices what happened with Dak Prescott? I'm telling you, y'all better embrace everything you see going on. This looks like, to me, the beginning of a championship run again by the Dallas Cowboys. And I am telling you, the same urgency I saw from Jerry Jones when he bought the Cowboys, I'm starting to see that same urgency. I'm seeing that same urgency. And I'm telling you, I think Jerry Jones is going to continue to make moves. I don't think they're done with Jadeveon Clowney. I don't think they're done. I don't think they're done because I think they know they need more. The Cowboys are going to see what Jaden Blue is, I believe, this week and then against the Green Bay Packers. And I'm telling you, don't put it past the Cowboys. If the Cowboys don't see what they want from Jaden Blue, don't be shocked if they go and try to get somebody. Don't be shocked. But again, I love this thing going on with Brandon Aubrey. Angie, I'm with you. They should have paid him last year. They should have paid him last year. But, hey, I'm telling you, Brandon Aubrey with that kick, Brandon Aubrey said, pay me. That's what that interview is telling me. But again, I love the fact that Jerry Jones is saying the conversation has already been had. Don't y'all worry about it.
With that, but he's certainly in the future.
Jerry, incredible emotion afterwards. We saw you in the locker room. Just take us inside there with Brian Schottenheimer getting his first win.
You know, what an event for him to get his first win and get it like that. And I'll tell you, he's been real impressive these first two ball games. Brian, I'm talking about. And so it was quite a feeling. It was wonderful. We took the game ball, and even though Brandon had a fabulous game that he had, it was just appropriate, and everybody knew it was for. We grabbed that ball, and I gave it to Dak to give to Brian for his very first win in his career, and it'll be one that he'll always remember. I had Herschel Walker sign my first ball on our first win. It was the only win for the year back in 1989.
Yeah, we was there, Jerry.
Was visiting, and after we'd had our visit, he was from out of town, and I took him back and showed him that ball. That was after that first year, and I said, "This is my win. I'm so proud of it." He starts laughing. He said, "I bet you're the only one in sport that can say this is my win, one win."
Jerry Jones joining us here on 105 through the Fan.
Of it.
Jerry, last week you told us Dak Prescott and Kenny Clark were the highest graded players you guys had internally. Who stood out for you guys when looking back on Sunday's game?
Well, by the way, Kenny had another really great game, and obviously the kicking game was really good. But Dak played another tremendous game out there, and 33 is really looking good, and really proud of what he's doing for us in the running game.
Man, let me tell you something. Y'all gonna call me a prophet before it's over. People think that they didn't want to win the championship by trading MP. By trading for Kenny Clark showed the Cowboys want to win the Super Bowl. You win Super Bowls in the trenches with defensive tackle play, offensive guard play, and your center. People are not understanding. People who just watch football for the big plays, they don't truly appreciate and understand what Kenny Clark is doing. They don't understand it. Kenny Clark is putting in work for the Cowboys. It's only been 2 games, but when you look at the fact that the Cowboys are holding, they held Saquon Barkley below 100 yards, came back against the Giants, held them to less than 100 yards, if I'm not mistaken. The Dallas Cowboys they have done what they're supposed to do in the middle. This is why Jadeveon Clowney said, when I heard the Cowboys got Kenny Clark, I got on the phone with my agent and said, I want to play with the Cowboys because they have defensive tackle play that is great to borderline going on elite with Oso Digizua and Kenny Clark. And that's the kind of defense that I can thrive on because I can do what I know I can do best. I can rush the passer. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm not going to be shocked on Sunday that we're going to see Kenny Clark get another sack. Osa Odigizua with a sack. Jadeveon Clowney first game. I will not be surprised if he gets a sack. I'm not going to be surprised. When you're doing what the Cowboys are doing up the middle, the biggest disappointment on this defense, y'all talking about the safeties. That ain't the disappointment. That's a disappointment, but it's not the biggest disappointment. The biggest disappointment right now on this defense is Dante Fowler. When the Cowboys discussed trading MP, they said, we'll be okay because we got Sam Williams coming back from injury. He's hungry and he looks good. And we went and paid Dante Fowler, who had 10 sacks last season. Donovan Ezeraku, we're not worried. We'll ramp him up as the season goes on. And by mid-season, Donovan Ezeraku, everybody's going to be eating their words because Donovan Ezeraku by mid to three-quarter of the season will be a beast by then. They're building him up. But the big surprise, I believe, is James Houston. James Houston has been the best pass rusher on the Dallas Cowboys squad, hands down. This dude this dude getting minimal snaps is the best pass rusher on the Cowboys in the Cowboys edge rushing room. Sam Williams, and we're going to give Sam a little bit of leeway. He's been on an injury for quite a while, but Dante Fowler, I'm telling you, Dante Fowler is a disappointment for the Cowboys. That's the disappointment. Jadeveon Clowney, you watch what I tell you. Jadeveon Clowney is going to come in and do work. And I'm going to tell you, guys, I'm telling you, I do not mind saying I was wrong. Man, Javonte Williams has absolutely surprised me. Javonte Williams has absolutely, pleasantly surprised me. I'm telling you, I'm not even mad. The Cowboys need to keep Javonte Williams in that run game. This dude is a runner. And this is only the second game. Javonte runs hard. Javonte runs hard, man. He runs the way you want. He runs the way you want him to. The Cowboys, if I'm not mistaken, the Cowboys might have had 3 rushing touchdowns all last season. The Cowboys in 2 games now have 3 rushing touchdowns. The Cowboys get in the red zone now and say, we're running it. We're running it. Boy, I'm telling y'all, people do not understand. They do not understand that when your team can run the ball in the red zone and score touchdowns, it takes so much pressure off your quarterback, off your offense. It takes so much pressure when your offense knows, hey, man, hey, we're inside the 5, touchdown. See, the run game that was so special about the Cowboys in 91, 92, 93, 94, 95. What was so special about the Cowboys' run game? A lot of people don't understand the run game is actually not about surprise. Daniel M., what's going on? What's going on with you, Ron Hanna? Ron Hanna said, gee, I'm in your age range, and I agree it's a feeling like 91. We on that barometer. The run game isn't about a surprise element. In actuality, it's not about running when nobody thinks you're going to run. The run game is about running when everybody knows you're going to run. When Emmitt Smith hit the Cowboys, by 92, everybody knew we were going to run. They not only knew we were going to run, they knew where we were going to run. Legend has it the offensive lineman would literally tell teams the direction they're running. Legend has it. I don't know if it's true. Because you couldn't stop the Cowboys from running the ball. Javonte Williams runs the way you want your running back to run. Got to get Javonte Williams all kinds of. This dude is balling, and he's only getting better. Only thing I think we need now is that pop. We need another running back, and I'm hoping that it's Jaden Blue. I believe it's Jaden Blue. I'm tired of all this he don't know the playbook nonsense. I don't give a doggone if he don't know the playbook. The dude runs a 4.3 40. The dude is absolutely insanely fast. Hey, man, we're going to pitch you this ball. You run around the right side. Hey, run between Tyler Booker and Brock Hoffman. That's all I need to know. I don't care nothing about these numbers, these signals, or nothing. Hey, no matter what I say, this is where you're going. We'll get you up on the rest of it. If the Cowboys can get this dude, Jaden Blue, acclimated, and if this dude got that pop, and then you got Javonte Williams running like a madman, boy, you think y'all think the Cowboys doing their thing now. Just wait until they get this thing with Jaden Blue in there. Hey, I'm telling y'all, man, Terry Tatum, he said, man, I remember in 89 when the Cowboys were 1-15, their only win was against the Redskins. Hey, man, I'm getting them 91 vibes. I'm getting them 91 vibes, 91-ish, 91-ish, on the verge of 92-ish. We are a couple of moves from a 92-ish, a 92-ish feeling. The Cowboys, man, this just seems like with everything that's been going on with the Cowboys, Shoddy, the coaching staff, the free agency, the draft, George Pickens. I mean, the MP trade, Jadeveon Clowney, the Netflix special, 30 years since the Cowboys' last Super Bowl appearance. Boy, this just seemed like something just seemed like it's going on, man. I've been saying this. This just seemed like to me something going on. Robert Dudley, he said, so was I, G. I'm 55 years of age. He said, G is preaching and teaching to the choir. Take it in, folks. Hey, I'll be 55 next month. I'm telling you, Dudley, some seem strange to me. And I'm telling you, when I say strange, it don't seem off either. It seems strange to me. And I think the team that the Cowboys will go up against, it seems like to me we're quickly approaching a Dallas Cowboy Buffalo Bills Super Bowl. It'll break the internet. It's the one Super Bowl that will break the internet. Who would not want to see a rematch of the Cowboys? Not only a rematch of the Cowboys and the Bills, but right now, Josh Allen and Dak Prescott are the two most polarizing quarterbacks in the league. Dak Prescott is the most criticized quarterback in the league, even though this year people are singing his praises. And then we got Josh Allen, who I believe is the most praised quarterback in the league. Herbert is close, but Josh Allen, they act like he's the savior. It would be so fitting for Dak Prescott and Josh Allen to go up against each other in the Super Bowl. It would be incredible. It would be absolutely incredible. Angie, you are not lying. He looked like the Green Goblin. He looked like the Green Goblin from the first Spider-Man. Yeah, I agree. For sure. I'm telling you. Hey, Beto Salas, he said, hey, man, he said the old Jerry Jones. He said that old Jerry Jones is back. Boy, I'm telling you, it seems like it. It seems like it. I don't think the Cowboys are done. I don't. Self-made. People don't even realize he wasn't even over there practicing the kick before he went out there. Kicked a 64-yard field goal. Hey, self-made. We talked about it last night, or I should say this morning on Cowboys After Dark. And a lot of us, we're not betting people, but I tell you this. Brandon Aubrey's going to kick a 70-yard field goal before it's over. And I believe it's going to be this season. Brandon Aubrey is going to kick a 70-yard field goal before it's over. Man, I'm telling you. And I guarantee you, when he kicked that 70-yard field goal, it's going to be at one of the most crucial moments. Man, it's going to set this league on fire. Watch what I tell you. He gonna kick a 70-yard field goal. He gonna kick a 70-yard field goal before it's over. You watch what I tell you. Mad Ben said, you guys watch sounds from the sideline at the end. Fans are chanting, Aubrey, Aubrey. Hey, man, let me tell you something. Shout out to Dak Prescott. That last kick. Everybody was anticipating that kick being another 60, 65-yard kick, maybe. That 14 to 17-yard scramble that Dak Prescott made, we're going to see more of that this year. That was the backbreaker. The kick wasn't the backbreaker. The run by Dak Prescott was the backbreaker. Because if Brandon Aubrey kicked a walk-off 64-yard field goal to send the game into overtime, what do you think the Giants thought when it was a 46-yard field goal? Game over. Game over. They knew it. Game over. We already know the dude can kick a 64, 65-yarder, but we like our chances. 46-yarder, man, we might as well go and start going to the locker room. Brandon Aubrey at 46 yards, Dak Prescott sealed that victory. He's right. The players that he mentioned, them guys balled out. They balled out.
Those guys really stood out.
Yeah.
Inside there, we had some good play by our entire group inside on defense, and we did a good job against the run.
Again,
obviously, we've got work to do in that back there on defense, and it was pretty evident the kinds of things that were flawed out there that we'll must correct. But boy, I'll tell you what, they sure did a great job of. I believe the quarterback had a career game against us, and he's had career games. But O'Brien Schottenheimer said before the meeting, on Friday, he told our group that he said, I've coached this guy, and he really can throw the deep ball probably better or as well as anybody I've ever been around or heard about. And sure enough, he had that kind of game against us.
Jerry, what have the coaches said, and what have you noticed and witnessed last 2 years, this year and last? I mean, you break in new coordinators. It's a tough start. Is it a communication issue? Is it a talent issue on the defense? Which one is it?
Oh, I think it's a buying into, as much as anything, it's buying into the scheme.
Y'all all right, Buffalo Bills, for sure. Buffalo Bills is the Super Bowl that'll break the internet. Cowboys and the Buffalo Bills will break the internet. The Kansas City Chiefs, I think people are kind of tired of them going to the Super Bowl. I think they're tired of the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl, especially when the Chiefs aren't really looking that good. I mean, a lot of people last year, man, it was just kind of like, okay, the Chiefs in the Super Bowl again. The referees helped them out. I mean, I think the Chiefs are done as far as going to Super Bowls. But the Bills, they're doing the same thing the Cowboys are doing very quietly. They are trying their best to build the best team they can put around Josh Allen because they want to get him in that Super Bowl. And the Joneses, in their way, they're putting the best team around Dak Prescott they can put around him. But the way the Cowboys are going to do it, they're not going to probably complete it this year. The Cowboys will complete their team in the 2026 during the 2026, the beginning of free agency in 2026, the draft in 2026. Now that they got 2 first-round picks, the Cowboys are going to complete this roster next year. This roster this year, though, I think is going to do really well. I think this roster this year, it'll be in the Final Four in the NFC. I think it will be in the Final Four. I could see the Cowboys easily going to the NFC Championship game. Something goes right. Couple of things go their right, blow their way. Who knows? The Cowboys could shock the world and wind up in that thing this year. But again, I think they're going to do something this year because the way it's shaping up, Dak Prescott right now, top three quarterback in the league right now. It's only been 2 games, but right now, Dak Prescott been mesmerized. Mesmerized. Right now, it is Dak Prescott. I think it's Matthew Stafford, number 1, Dak Prescott, number 2. I do believe the Cowboys will be in that Final Four in the NFC this year. Cowboys, Rams, Philly, Green Bay. I think that's the Final Four. Tampa Bay going to have something to say too. I think Tampa Bay will probably find themselves at number 5. I think they'll find themselves at number 5. They also, though, they could sneak in the top 4. They are a very exciting team to look at. But I don't trust Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles has started 2-0 the last 3 seasons, and then stuff just starts to fall apart for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as time goes on. But the Cowboys, they're looking pretty good. But I think it's going to be the Bills. But nevertheless, man, the Cowboys, they're building.
You've got to handle your responsibilities. And you got to really do that all over the defense, whether it's in the back end or whether it's up on the front. You've got to do your responsibility. That's first and foremost. And then make that play if it's there. But the main thing is you can't just be there trying to make a play. You've got to have your responsibilities, make sure that's covered before you abandon that area and try to go out and make a play. A lot of times just coming right in your hole, and that'll solve everything. But you can't be a lone ranger out there. You got to be a part of the team.
Now, Jerry is talking about something very interesting. We had this conversation yesterday. So now the question is, what is the problem with the defense? Is it a scheme problem? Is it a personnel problem? What is the problem? Is it a Matt Eberflus problem? Matt Eberflus' system is supposed to be simple. But for some reason, his system doesn't seem simple to these players. Matt Eberflus' system is supposed to be simple. But when you look at the film, players look out of place. The linebackers don't seem to quite know, it's not the run game where they're suffering as far as the linebackers go. The linebackers are suffering in particular in the passing game. They don't seem to know what to do. Then when you talk about the safeties, they're trying to use box. Poobie D says it right. In the box safeties, Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson. When I think coverage, I don't think Donovan Wilson. Man, you got to be able to admit that there's sometimes a player that he can't quite do this is what you want him to do, he can't do it. So maybe you say, okay, so if we get a team in a running situation, maybe we bring in Donovan Wilson, and then when we see that it's going to be, maybe we got a team in a situation where the Giants were in, where they were trying to score the ball, well, then maybe we bring in Wanye Thomas, somebody who I think can play the pass better than Donovan Wilson. See, the problem with Donovan Wilson, and I hope the Cowboys don't play these kind of politics, the problem with Donovan Wilson is he got a C on his chest. Donovan Wilson is a captain. Well, I'm sorry, if the captain is out there getting blown up, you're going to have to take the C off the captain's chest. Donovan Wilson out there getting blown up. And again, I still say I got to give the Giants credit. People have to understand, man, Malik Neighbors is one of them. And when Malik Neighbors takes the inside position on the cornerback, blows past the cornerback, and now you're putting all of that on the safety. He's a safety for a reason. Let's be clear. Two things can be true. He's a safety for a reason because he can't cover like a cornerback. But let's keep it real. Y'all do know why cornerbacks are cornerbacks, right? Cornerbacks are cornerbacks because they can cover. But cornerbacks are not wide receivers because even though they can get interceptions, they can't catch the ball like a wide receiver. So instead of being a wide receiver where they wouldn't catch the ball all the time, you put them at cornerback because maybe they can play the ball and they can cover other wide receivers. It's the same thing with the safety. We got to understand what they are. They're safeties. They're not cornerbacks. They are supposed to get far enough back, cover the seam, so that when the wide receiver takes the inside position, they are there for that inside position throw. But that doesn't alleviate the cornerback from getting blown out the ball. That don't alleviate the cornerback getting left 3, 4, 5 yards in the dust. The cornerback still needs to stay in phase even if he doesn't have inside position. So when that ball is thrown inside, even if he can't get his hand on it, he can blow up the wide receiver. And the safety ought to be there to be able to blow up the wide receiver, get his hand up or knock it down. People have got, and I said this yesterday, we got to really start giving other teams credit too. I'm sorry, but this dude, Russell Wilson, stepped inside of a time capsule. This dude was throwing the perfect passes. I always say the perfect pass is hard. You can't defend it. I don't think you can defend the perfect pass. I don't. You got to be a freak athlete to defend perfect passes. I don't care what anyone say. You have to be a freak athlete. I mean, you literally have to be a Deion Sanders that your recovery speed is so insane that you can literally let a wide receiver get inside position, run so fast that you can literally get over the top of him or you can cut under him. That takes tremendous speed. I don't know too many people that got those cornerbacks. There are not too many teams in this league right now that have cornerbacks that are that good. The safeties are back there for a reason, so that the ball doesn't go beyond them. We're gonna look at this tomorrow. We're gonna look at this from a different perspective tomorrow. We keep looking at this from the perspective of we got bad safeties, which I'm not saying they're good. I definitely don't think they're cover safeties. But let's understand this too. Man, let's give these dudes credit. Russell Wilson was throwing that ball. And Malik Neighbors is one of them. Yeah, them, D-E-M. He one of them. Malik Neighbors is not an average receiver. Malik Neighbors is not a good receiver. Malik Neighbors is one of them. Malik Neighbors this dude runs past everybody. Everybody, he runs past everybody. If they would give him the opportunity, he would literally run past everybody. The Cowboys, I do not believe, were prepared for what this dude did. They just were not prepared. I don't think they even thought that Russell Wilson would even have the audacity to throw it like that. But he did. He did. And so we got to realize, man, this isn't just about our safeties and cornerbacks being per se bad. This isn't per se about the system being bad, even though I think that Matt Eberflus is trying to run a system that he doesn't have the personnel for. I think that's one of his problems too. His system is predicated upon everybody being super studs. He's not there yet. We got to understand, guys, this is the second game. None of these guys played in the preseason. It is taking Matt Eberflus time to get the defense to look the way that he wants it. I don't think the Cowboys are going to go away from Matt Eberflus. I think they're going to give him time. The season, to me, don't start until Green Bay. He's going to get another week to get this defense together. It's a good week to get it together against Caleb Williams. I do think Matt Eberflus may needs to dumb down the defense just dumb it down and implement it in chunks. Dumb it down, give these guys simple assignments, and then and stop playing 100% zone against Philadelphia, 97% zone against the Giants. Matt Eberflus is going to have to start taking some chances. He's going to have to start running some man-to-man so that he can manufacture some quarterback pressure. What is making the back end look worse than it is that we're getting the push up the middle. We're not, where this defense is failing, again, is on the edges. And we seem to be too stubborn to do what we need to do. Sam Williams got the majority of the snaps. I think the second highest snap count was Dante Fowler. They've both been a disappointment in a sense. Sam Williams is not getting the pressure I think the Cowboys thought he was going to get. He's not keeping the edges contained. Dante Fowler looks lost out there. Meanwhile, Osa and Kenny are doing what they're supposed to do. They're pushing the pocket back there. Hopefully, Jadeveon Clowney comes in and does exactly what the Cowboys want. And maybe if Jadeveon Clowney can create some double teams, maybe then you can get Dante Fowler a little bit more loose. But I think they need to increase the snap count of James Houston. The edges for me would be James Houston and Jadeveon Clowney. That's who I would give the majority of those snaps to, and then just kind of work everybody else in. Cowboys gonna have to get a little bit more serious about understanding what they have with the push up the middle, and we need an edge who can not only shed blocks that also can pursue the quarterback. So maybe Jadeveon Clowney will help the Cowboys with that, and if he does, I think we're going to be on to something. I don't think you're going to see the back end of the defense look so bad.
Jerry Jones.
And that's the hard part, getting it together so that everybody's doing their thing.
Jerry, do you
not
feel
doing their thing?
Sorry about that. Jerry Jones here on 105.3 The Fan. Jerry, do you feel like you've been missing Micah's pass rush the first 2 weeks?
Uh-oh.
Well, I think you can miss Micah at any time, and you can't argue that. I think that of what we have though is a defense that when we get it down, we get our gap responsibilities, as they call it. When we get that down, then I think that what we've done will be sound over a period of time. And that's as we add pieces to the defense, and we're going to, just as we did yesterday, then I think that we will take up anything that we have been missing.
Now, let's understand the question they asked Jerry, and it's really a loaded question. They asked Jerry Jones if he's missing Michael Parsons. And Jerry, I think, answered this question pretty good. Because the reality is we can't say we're missing Michael Parsons. And the reason why I say that we can't say we're missing Michael Parsons, a lot of us may not realize it. We don't have a Michael Parsons problem. We don't have a Michael Parsons problem. Because I want y'all to think about this. If we still had Michael Parsons, we don't have Kenny Clark. And so we would basically be picking our poison. Even though Michael Parsons can get pressure on quarterbacks if you put them in passing situations. The problem is, if you can't stop the run, you're going to find yourself in third and short situations to where you're still getting beat with Michael Parsons. Because you could either run between the tackles, because we know Mozzie was not playing up to par. And then you could run at Michael Parsons and you could nullify him. Because you had no other pass rusher. You had no push up the middle. The only thing you had was Michael Parsons on the outside. So basically you nullify him, you run at him, And like Brian Broader said, 60% of the runs against the Dallas Cowboys last year were on the outsides. That means they were running directly at Michael Parsons or whoever is on the other side of the defense. And the other 40% of the time, they're running up the A-gaps. So in the grand scheme of things, where people think we have a Michael Parsons issue because everybody wants to run to that excuse. No, we don't have a Michael Parsons issue. We would still be having this issue. It would just be in the opposite way. We wouldn't have the push up the middle. The quarterbacks would be stepping up the middle, sliding in between the A-gaps like Jalen Hurts loves to do. All these running quarterbacks, they would just be stepping up through the middle. The running backs, they'd be having a field day on us, just like they did last year when we played the New Orleans Saints. We had Derek Carr up in here. He only threw 17. I think he only threw like 17 passes. Destroyed us. Lamar Jackson barely threw, I think, 17, 18 passes. Destroyed us. Why? We couldn't stop the run. Offenses looked extremely dynamic against us last year. They don't look as dynamic against us this year because we can actually stop the run. So we actually don't have a Michael Parsons problem. The problem is we can't capitalize on the push we're getting up the middle with the defensive tackles. The real problem we have is Dante Fowler and Sam Williams. That's the problem. Now, some people don't understand what I just said. That's the problem. And the reason why that's the problem is you don't need elite edge rusher play when you have elite defensive tackle play. The defensive tackles are already pushing the pressure up the middle. That should automatically push quarterbacks to the outside. But because our edge rushers, if you look at what they're doing, it's crazy because they themselves, rather than keeping outside containment and going up the field, the way Brian Schottenheimer explained yesterday, that Jadeveon Clowney can go up the field and then he can come back. Because when you go up the field, you contain the edges. But when you do what the Cowboys have been doing, our edge rushers have been pushing, they're kind of pushing the defensive, they're pushing the offensive tackles, they're pushing them more towards the pocket. So someone just steps right up in there. They'll step either outside of it or they'll step between the tackle and the guard. That's where we're struggling. That's where we're struggling. The middle push is there, but we're not keeping the outside containment. And quarterback, what we saw last week with Russell Wilson, he had all day back there. Jalen Hurts had all day back there. He just wouldn't pull the trigger. We need somebody like Jadeveon Clowney that can go up the field, shed a block, and then pursue, even if that quarterback tries to squirt out of that backfield. Well, Jadeveon Clowney's got the length, he's got the speed, he's got the power to be able to get him. I'm telling y'all, Dante Fowler and Sam Williams have been a huge disappointment for the Cowboys. We don't have a Michael Parsons problem. They just haven't lived up to what we thought they were going to be. That's the issue. And so again, the back end will not look, it won't look as bad. If Jadeveon Clowney comes in and does what we think he can do, the back end won't look as bad no more.
The last two games.
Is there someone out there like a Stephon Gilmore who has been here before that you might look to bring in?
Oh, you're talking about on defense. We've got help on the way. We've got we are talking about in the secondary, and yes, we've got help on the way, and it's internally.
Yep.
And we, of course, Bland wasn't out there, and we've got certainly Ravel, our outstanding young corner, and frankly, maybe one of the best corners as a young corner that I've seen us put on the roster. Well, he's on the way, and we'll start looking at him. I think he was, from the start of the first game, he was 4 games out when he would be available for us to get. Once you put him in a certain status, and he wasn't available to start the season, once you put him in the status, he's 4 games away. His injury situation right now will allow him to be there in the 4th game or after the 4th game.
Yeah, October.
Jerry Jones joining us here on 105.
Again, I talked about this yesterday. It's not rocket science. The reason why the Cowboys have not went and got Stephon Gilmore. The reason why the Cowboys have not went and got Stephon Gilmore is that the Cowboys don't feel like they need outside help anyway. Gilly ain't moving inside. They feel like, if anything, they needed inside help. That's why Stewart Reddy played so many snaps last week. Bland is who of course, they missed Bland because he can move inside and outside. He gives them so much versatility. Gilly can only help outside. Well, the Cowboys don't feel like they need an outside cornerback because they feel like they got Elam. And let me tell you something. These people at PFF are just blowing up this man. They are blowing up Kyer Elam. Sometimes I just hate some of the stats they come up with. They are saying that Kyer Elam right now is like the most burned quarterback in the league, basically. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I do think where he has suffered is just like any other cornerback would suffer. The inside position on any cornerback is very difficult. If you've played this game, you know exactly what I'm telling you. When a wide receiver takes an inside position on a cornerback, and that quarterback can throw that ball up the seam perfectly, well, he better be blazing fast, and he better stay in phase with that wide receiver, because his only hope is to break that pass up. If that pass is thrown perfectly, the only thing he can do is blow it up. Put his hand up, try to get his hand in the face, get it between his hands and the ball, and try to knock it down, because if it's a perfectly thrown ball, only thing he can do is blow him up and hope the safety is there to maybe knock it down. So the Cowboys don't feel like Gilly can help them because the place they feel like they need the help is inside. As long as Bland is healthy, the Cowboys feel pretty confident that they can handle inside and outside. And again, the Cowboys feel like that, and I knew this already, they're banking on Savon Revel Jr. to be here in October. They're waiting on Josh Butler. I think they're thinking Josh Butler will probably be around October also. So the Cowboys feel like they got two really good cornerbacks coming back. So the Cowboys at this point in time, they are not going to go outside and get a cornerback. It is what it is. But I think at the end of the day, I think it'll help the Cowboys. I think it'll go a long way for the Dallas Cowboys if they will go ahead, if they can get some pressure with Jadeveon Clowney. I think the back end will shore itself up because the quarterback won't have as much time to throw. And so I think that's what they're banking on. We'll see if that comes to fruition against the doggone Chicago Bears. And I'm telling you right now, this is one heck of a game to have a bounce back on for the defense, because I got a feeling I'm going to let you hear what Brian Schottenheimer said at the end of his press conference yesterday. But let me tell you something. I believe the Cowboys have the Chicago Bears circled on this doggone schedule because they want to get this game. They want to get this win for Matt Eberflus. Brian said they didn't, but then what he said at the end makes me believe they want to.
To the fan, Jerry, what changed from last week when Jadeveon Clowney left the building up to Sunday afternoon when you guys went ahead and got a deal done during the game?
Not a thing. We just he just wanted to cogitate on it, think about it, and we warned him when he came to the building, and so we all had good visits with him. I had a good visit with him, and we're really pleased to have him in here. He's an outstanding football player, really is, and can help us. He hits the ground running, and he was in the team picture yesterday. We signed his contract there in the draft room, and 10 minutes later he was in the team picture. So, boy, this day and time, a player like that, you can plug him in.
Jerry, you've had some other guys like Pickens and others come in here, immediate impact. Does that help you feel better about the immediate impact that Clowney can make?
Well, yes, and that's what it's. That's the purpose, and he's.
Okay, Keek, you said we got 4 touchdowns. Okay, so we got. Okay, Keek, you said we got 4. Sanders got 1. Okay, Javonte. So that's what it is. Javonte Williams by himself has as many rushing touchdowns as we had last year. So all in all, they got 4. Got you. Jay Recruiter, good to see
What
you.
we're going to ask him to do won't be foreign to him at all.
Sanborn teacher's pet. I agree with you.
He's really appears to be in real good shape. And so he's got that experience, and we'll start benefiting from him immediately.
Jerry, his agent said, really, I'm getting him signed over there because I want to know Jerry's definition of glory hole and if it's the same as mine. That came from Jadavion's agent.
Angie, I'm telling you now, Angie, this is a mystery to me. Angie, we talked about this on Cowboys After Dark last night. Angie, this is a mystery. We can't explain this. But maybe, Angie, maybe this is why the Washington Commanders allowed a 10-sack edge rusher, 10-sack defensive end. They allowed him to walk away. Angie, we can't figure out how did he get 10 sacks in Washington and he looking lost here. He can't beat a single team if there's a such thing. He can't beat one-on-one blocking, Angie. We can't figure it out. And we got to push up the middle. We definitely got to push up the middle. And he's still not succeeding. He's still not succeeding. Now, one thing about Jadeveon Clowney, I think we're going to appreciate about Jadeveon Clowney, we'll see if it probably, as he gets warmed up, you'll probably see this more and more. But one of the things about Jadeveon Clowney that you have to appreciate is that Jadeveon Clowney, he gets up the field on his pass rushes. He gets up the field. So as the middle of the line is pushing that quarterback back, he's creating a wall in a sense because he's going up the field. So that quarterback is going to have to either go a little bit further and get behind him, or that quarterback is going to try to squeeze through where he is. But he's also so powerful that by the time he gets back there, he's already pretty much made a move on the offensive tackle. He's already made a move on him, got around him, and now he's chasing your quarterback. He's got a good move set. He's a bigger guy. He's a true defensive end, and this is the part we really should like about him. Jadeveon Clowney is a true defensive end. He's got very good pursuit, very powerful. I think we're going to see a difference with him, especially by the time we get to the Green Bay game. I think we're going to see what we've been missing. And once we see what we've been missing, we're going to realize, okay, now the back end isn't as bad because the quarterback doesn't have to let the play. He doesn't have all day to let the play develop. But I don't know, Angie. I can't figure out this thing with Dante Fowler. Can't figure out the thing with Dante Fowler. I think there's another great question asked right here. You guys are asking, and this is another part. I think Edwards is asking this. I also can't figure out why are we not making adjustments? We've seen in 2 games now, when Eberflus decides to make the adjustment, the defense looks different. Anybody notice that? Defense looks different when Eberflus makes the adjustment. It's not that he can't make the adjustment. Where I'm confused is why does he wait until the game gets to a critical juncture and then he says, okay, let's make the adjustment and now let's put pressure on the quarterback. What? Why are you waiting to the most critical juncture of the game? Why are you not using this throughout the game? Why are you not dialing this up when we do get a quarterback in 3rd and long? Why are you not saying, okay, let's go man and let's send the blitzer here. Let's send Malik Hooker on a blitz. Let's send Donovan Wilson on a blitz. Why are we waiting until the game gets to a critical juncture? We came out after the rain delay in the Eagles game and we blanked them. We in the Chicago game, the score is going back and forth, And then we get to where it's critical. Now we need stops so that we can take the game into overtime. Now you start blitzing. Now you start making the defense look different. Why does he wait to critical junctures? I think this is one of these places where Shotty is needing, I think Shotty is giving him all kinds of respect. But Shotty is the doggone coach. Shotty needs to come. Shotty needs to come to him earlier. Shotty needs to come to him earlier and say, hey, Kevin Edwards, that's what I was looking for. Kevin Edwards, he makes the adjustment too late. That's the problem. He makes the adjustment when we gotta have it. No, don't make the adjustment when we gotta have it. Spread it throughout the game. Spread it throughout the game. Use it at moments that people might not expect outside of the game. I mean, throughout the game. Don't wait till you get to a critical juncture. Now, it's helped us the last 2 weeks. We almost beat the Eagles had it not been for drop passes. We beat the Giants because we stopped them at the end because he started getting pressure on Russell Wilson. It's amazing what happened when he started getting pressure on Russell Wilson right there at the end. Don't let the man stand back there and play catch because he can play catch all day long. That's one of the issues with Matt Eberflus. Why is he waiting so late to make the adjustment? And why is Brian Schottenheimer allowing him to wait so late? If I'm Brian, I'm like, hey man, we need a little change right here. Can you send somebody? Can you send somebody? We haven't got to the quarterback all day long. Matt, what you got? Can you dial something up for me? This is where Brian is going to have to break this curse this team have of letting the doggone defense coordinator go carte blanche on what he wants to do. No, Brian, you control the entire game, bro. Tell Matt, dial it up, man. We need something here. Dial it up. Who can you send? Dial it up. Dial it up. Because I'm telling you, if you try to drop back in coverage with what we have right now, you're going to get blown up. But I think Jadeveon Clowney, give Jadeveon Clowney, give him a couple of games. He'll be ready to go. He's 32 years old. He'll be ready to go. He'll be ready to go. So the Cowboys feel like they got help in-house. I already kind of thought this. I didn't think the Cowboys were probably going to go and get a cornerback. I didn't think that was going to happen. I'd already kind of heard about Gilmore. I heard 2 weeks ago the Cowboys were not interested in Gilmore, even though Gilmore is willing to come back to the Cowboys. But I do think the Cowboys want to see what they have with Savon Revel Jr. They want to see if they can work him into a rotation also. They want to see what they're going to look like with Josh Butler. I will not be surprised, though, if we start seeing Marquise Bell and Wanye Thomas get worked a little bit more into the safety situation. I do think the Cowboys need to allow Maurice Leofau starting this Sunday. Maurice Leofau, they got to stop being stubborn. They need to spy out Caleb Williams. Because I'm going to tell y'all now, Caleb Williams is the worst quarterback in the league in the second half. But this dude lights it up in the first half with those scripted plays by Ben Johnson. And one of the things he likes to do is he likes to run the ball. The Cowboys have got to put a spy on him. And the best spy to put on him is Maurice Leofau. He's the quickest. I believe he's the quickest wide receiver they have. I mean, the quickest linebacker they have. Also, if there is a running mate candidate for Jadeveon Clowney, it's James Houston. They need their two best pass rushers on the field at the most opportune time on 3rd and long.
Agent, so could you just clarify that for him?
Well, he knows it's an oil field term. Comes from out when you're in the business of drilling wells, and it's when you've basically made a big well, and if mentally or physically picture just drilling a well and all of a sudden having all the oil start coming out at once and
I see you, Bama boy,
going in the air, and that's when you've known you've hit a glory hole.
Yeah,
Jerry,
I'm not going the other place, guys. I'm not going with you. Too early in the morning.
Jerry Jones joining us here on the fan. Jerry, you guys lost Cooper Beebe to injury on Sunday. It also appeared like the tackles had a little bit of a tough day as well. Do you have any concerns right now about your offensive line?
Well, yes, that right there. That it'll be a loss. We'll have to adjust, but that's more sensitive. A lot of people don't realize, although it just seems like it's automatic. That snap, that exchange between that quarterback, and you noticed we had a bad one immediately when the new center came in, and so that is a concern, and we'll get better play than we had from Guyton. He can do better than that. He did much better than that the week before. He can come out. Now, I want to give them credit. They've got an outstanding defensive line, the New York Giants. And so that'll make you look bad if you've got it in you any place. That'll make you look bad. And so it did. And
see, Jerry is hitting on something. Jerry's talking football today. Him and Steven have been doing this. It's really surprising. Guys, we got to understand. We might have played the best defensive line in football. We may have literally played the best defensive line in football. The New York Giants defensive line is crazy good. Crazy good. I'm telling you, we gotta really wrap our head around that it's not always about so much that we're that bad. Man, sometimes teams are just that good, and you're gonna just play certain teams. I don't care what you gonna do. Man, you're gonna get your butt whooped. This is the part of the game that people don't like to face. Man, you can tell me anything you want to. You getting your butt whooped when you go up against some of the best players in this league. I don't care how strong you are, fast you are, how technical you are. I don't care who you are. You go up against some of the players in this league, and they whoop your butt, period. End of story. They whoop your butt. When you go up against Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, book it. You're getting beat. I don't care how good of a cornerback you are. You're getting beat. You are going to get beat. If you're playing Lamar Jackson, if you're playing Josh Allen, they're going to run on you. Book it. I don't care how good your defense is. They're going to run on you. They're going to run first downs. You can probably count them in for a touchdown. They're going to do it. Book it. You play the cheating Philadelphia Eagles with the tush push. Get ready. They're going to run the tush push, and they're going to get it. Book it. I don't care how good your defense is. You play Jalen Hurts. He's not going to throw for 200 yards. But I bet you this, he's going to run for at least 3, 4, 5 first downs. Book it. There are just players you play in this league, no matter what you do, they're that good. The Dallas Cowboys just played and survived the best defensive line in football. Man, them dudes are good over there. Man, we gotta stop acting like these dudes ain't. We gotta stop acting like them dudes were not good. They'll make your team look like they're bad. They'll make certain plays and you'll go, what were we doing out there? Getting your butt whooped. That's what you were doing. That's what you were doing. Shoot, the 90 Cowboys, go check the tape. The 90s Cowboys was whooping people's butt. There was nothing they could do. Man, sometimes you just come up against immovable forces. It is what it is. Those kinds of players, they help your team get better. They help your team get better. And that's why, man, I'm telling you, I got to talk about this in both ways because I don't think we do this enough. We make it all about what we didn't do. Now, when you tell me we dropping passes and fumbling, well, that's all us right there. Yeah, that's all us right there. I mean, you just dropping passes. Well, that's you. But when you're getting beat by elite players, yeah, man, hey, this is how you can do better and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, man, you got to say in the back of your mind, shoot, this dude is going up against an elite player. No, we need to figure out actually how do we get this dude some help? How do we get this dude some help? How do we get a double team on this dude? Because it's not the fact that our offensive guard is that bad. It's not the fact that our center is that bad. It's not the fact that our tackle is that bad. These guys are that good. Man, sometimes you just got to say what it is. You just got to face the facts. And so, man, sometimes in this thing you come up against great players. All right, now, I also see y'all talking about Jaden Blue. With Jaden Blue, I think we got to look at it like this with Jaden Blue. We're not worried about the Cowboys betting on Jaden Blue. And I think this is where people are kind of a little bit, because I've been seeing some talk about the Cowboys running back situation. Until the Cowboys give Jaden Blue an opportunity, it makes no sense for the Cowboys to make a move when you don't know if the move you're going to make is better than the move you haven't made. The Cowboys have got to give Jaden Blue his opportunity. And I'm saying they have to give it to him. They didn't draft him in the first, the second, or the third. We understand this. But Jaden Blue is a very talented running back. And he's got something, no matter how we look at it, the dude got something you can't teach. Speed. Speed kills. Speed kills all the time and every time. Speed kills. The Cowboys, in actuality, because people keep moving the goalpost on this. You can't keep moving the goalpost. You already have a very strong running game. You already have a strong running game. We're not giving our running game enough credit. Do y'all realize we literally have a power run game? We have a power run game. Something that we did not have last year. We have a power run game, and we haven't had it in a few years. We're not worried about the run game per se. Now what we're looking for is the home run hitter in the run game. We're not looking for somebody to take, and this is the part people are missing. We're not looking for somebody to take Javonte Williams' place. Javonte Williams has actually earned his place. He's earned it. He is the exact kind of runner that you want. You want him. You want him to be the power runner that he is. We are just waiting to see, can we get somebody with the pop? Jaden Blue, we got to give him the opportunity. Because that's what we drafted him for. Because even if you go get someone else, you're still betting on the unknown. You're still betting on the unknown. And there is no team out there. People have been talking about go trade for Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor? Has anybody checked on the Indianapolis Colts? Has anybody checked on the Indianapolis Colts? Has anybody checked on them? They did something historical last week. They're the first team in NFL history to score on their first 10 drives in a game. At least that's why I think it's how it's being explained. Explain to me, why would they give up Jonathan Taylor? Explain it to me. Explain to me why in the world would the Indianapolis Colts, who are literally doing really well, Why would they trade Jonathan Taylor? Why would they do it? Explain to me why the Atlanta Falcons would trade Bijan Robinson. Explain it to me. You got a young quarterback in Michael Penix Jr. And the best friend of a young quarterback is a running game. Ask Dak Prescott in 2016 with Ezekiel Elliott. Explain to me again why the Atlanta Falcons would trade Bijan Robinson. Why would they do it? Explain it to me. I mean, sometimes we throw stuff out there. But we're not thinking. If I'm the Indianapolis Colts, you couldn't pay me. You couldn't pay me to get rid of Jonathan Taylor. You couldn't. You couldn't give me enough. Unless you're gonna break your own team. Do you want to break your own team? Okay, break your own team. Give me 2 first-round draft picks for Jonathan Taylor. And then you've cut off your nose to spite your face because now you got Jonathan Taylor and you can't get these other players in the draft that you're probably planning on getting with those. It makes no sense at this point. It's only game 2. It's only game 2. We need to give Jaden Blue the opportunity because we're not at a point to where we actually don't have a run game. People, we have a run game. Y'all do know we have a run game, right? This is only Javonte Williams' second game. What is he going to look like by the third game? What is he going to look like by the fourth game? Javonte Williams, I believe, will continue to get better as the season go on. But I still want a home run hitter. And the home run hitter, we don't have to go outside to get the home run hitter. The home run hitter may very well be on the team. And that home run hitter is, or we at least should try it out and see, hey man, Jaden Blue, let's see what he can do. Speed kills. Speed kills, and Jaden Blue has it in spades. Speed kills. So we need to see what he is. And again, I want to make sure we talk about this from both sides of this understanding as we're talking about even Donovan Wilson. I like what y'all talking about in the chat. We're talking about, now let's flip over to Donovan Wilson. Donovan Wilson is being asked to do something that he probably shouldn't be asked to do. Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker are not cover safeties. They're not. I'll be honest with you. Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker, to me, are the same 2 safeties. They're one in the same. They are basically hitting safeties. That's kind of what they are. We have 2 safeties playing different safeties, free and strong, but they're actually the same safety. One of them actually needs to be the run supporting safety, and the other one, and then we need to pull in Wanye Thomas or Marquise Bell to be the cover safety. Now, we're doing this to ourselves. We are doing some of this to ourselves. And even with Donovan Wilson, we still can't let the cornerbacks off the hook. It is not for the cornerbacks to get ran away from. It is not for the cornerbacks to get ran away from. They were also getting ran away from. And I still say, I guess maybe out of necessity, I still say the Cowboys shouldn't have played Trayvon Diggs 60-plus snaps. I think it was 60-plus snaps. We looked at it last night. It's too many. It's too many for Diggs. You took him from 27 to 60? It's too many. Diggs ain't 100%. Diggs is doing well, but Diggs is not 100%. And let's be honest, Diggs ain't never been a burner. Diggs ain't never been a burner. I'm telling us, we got to talk about this in both ways. Malik Neighbors is one of them. He's one of them, y'all. There is a reason why Malik Neighbors is Malik Neighbors. He one of them. He's going to run past anybody you pretty much put back there. Where the Cowboys, this all works together. If you're gonna let Russell Wilson sit back there and play catch, he is going to play catch. He's going to play catch. Bottom line, he's going to play catch. You have got to get a quarterback off the mark sometimes. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm going to check out that tape by AOC. I'm also going to go look at some myself because this week I want to go back. We're going to do some film stuff. I'm thinking we're going to start doing some film stuff on Thursday because what I'm going to look at is really James Houston. I want to start looking at James Houston. I want to look at Maurice Leofau and like, why are they not getting more snaps? I want to look at that. And then we will go back and look at some of the stuff on Donovan Wilson. But again, I'm telling you, this is a combination of things that happened to the Cowboys against the Giants. It's a combination of things. We're blaming this, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to blame all of this. We're trying to pinpoint it and blame it on one player. We're trying to pinpoint it and trying to blame it on two players. It's not just Donovan Wilson. It's not just Trevon Diggs. The breakdown is simply allowing quarterbacks to sit back there. They looked at the tape on the Eagles. I'm telling you, it's so simple to me. They looked at the tape on the Eagles. The Giants looked at the quarterback, looked at the Cowboys tape and said, wait a minute. The Cowboys ran 100% zone against the Philadelphia Eagles. Now I can understand if I'm sitting down and I'm thinking I'm in the mind of Daboll right now. If I'm Brian Daboll and the offense coordinator for the Giants, it stands out to me the Cowboys played 100% zone against the Philadelphia Eagles. And then I'm looking at also on this tape. Hold on a second. I see something else on the film. They had a very good push up the middle, but they were not able to get pressure on the outside. And I'm looking at the fact that Jalen Hurts killed them with 5 first downs. But if I'm also looking at the tape, I also understand something about Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts struggles in zone defenses. He's not going to, and he was never going to pull the trigger. Jalen is not going to pull the trigger the way Russell's going to pull the trigger. They looked at the route that Elam got beat on. It was simple to me. They isolated him. They hit him. The wide receiver took the inside position. Elam stayed in phase, but there was no hope for him. Jalen throws the perfect ball, beats him. Daboll looks at the tape and says, well, these seam routes were there all day long. Jalen just didn't throw them, but Russell will throw them. Hey, Russ, look at this. This is simple and elementary. All of this plays together. You're going to let the quarterback stay on his mark. He's sitting back there, 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. Malik Neighbors is already a fast wide receiver. The other wide receiver they have is already a quick wide receiver. If the safety is standing back there and if he's not deep enough back, even if he tries to turn and bail, it's too late. Malik Neighbors gets no bump off the line of scrimmage. They're already playing off. You're not going to bump Malik Neighbors. You let him get full speed. By the time he gets to the safety, I promise you, it's over. I don't care who the safety is. It's over. This is elementary what they did to the Cowboys. It's elementary. It's elementary. They did exactly what I said they should do to win. Attack the Cowboys' cornerbacks. And that's exactly what they did. They didn't attack Donovan Wilson. They attacked the cornerbacks. They just blew past them. And anybody knows this is why he's playing safety. He's not a cornerback. He's playing safety. And they also probably noticed on the tape. And look at Donovan Wilson. Look at Malik Hooker. They're not playing far enough back. These throws were probably there all day long against the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts is just not that quarterback. We got 2 games now with Jalen Hurts. Everybody's making fun of Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has 2 games now. He hasn't even thrown for 200 yards. He's below $150 in 2 games. And if you look at the score, you never would know it because they absolutely dominated both. Well, they didn't dominate the Cowboys, but they dominated the Chiefs. They really took it to the Chiefs. Even though I do think they cheated with the doggone tush push. But again, we got to just keep in our minds. Game number 2. We're talking about Matt Eberflus like we're in game number 8. Game number 2. It is what it is. I said before, and this is the only reason why I keep saying 2026. These coaches need time to gel together too. What are they looking like on a game-to-game basis? Are they making adjustments not only on a game-to-game basis? How are they breaking down their own film? How are they breaking down the other team's film so that when they play them, they don't get beat the way they did against the doggone New York Giants? I'm telling us, man, this is a chess match. This is a chess match that we're looking at. And I think we're making this into rocket. I mean, I really think we're acting like this is our defense for the whole year. It's not. It's not the defense for the whole year. Matt Eberflus, I think he'll get it together. I'm not gonna panic. I'm not gonna panic. It's one game. I mean, it's the second game. I'm not gonna panic. I think our offense is gonna have to carry us a couple of more games until this defense can really get its bearings up under itself. Because I'm telling you, this defense is going to look better. It's going to look different. Jadeveon Clowney. And then when you get Overshown back, Savon Revel Jr., Deron Bland, I'm not sure about Josh Butler. Cowboys will probably make a couple of tweaks. And this defense will look better by mid-season. Y'all got to understand something, man. It is what it is. Offense, you got to understand. The Dallas defense doesn't have the equivalent of a Dak Prescott on the defensive side of the ball. Y'all do realize we don't have the equivalent. The offense is working so well because of Dak Prescott. That's why our offense is working so well. Dak is carrying that offense, commanding that offense, making insane throws, moving around in the pocket, even when it's breaking down, staying in there taking hits, even when he sees the pressure. That's Dak Prescott. Explain to me again, who is the anchor on the defense right now? Who's the anchor? Osa is more of a silent leader. Kenny Clark just got here. But nevertheless, they're doing their things at the defensive tackle position. But where is the other veteran presence on the defense that's really kind of commanding it? That's normally done by your middle linebacker. You typically have a guy like a Ray Lewis type of player. You have somebody who really anchors it down. Michael Parsons was going to be that player, at least he felt like he was, that was going to anchor it down. I believe it's going to be Demarion Overshown who's going to really head it up and anchor it down. So we don't have that on the defense yet. It's only game 2. We'll get better. I think we will look better against the Chicago Bears. But hey, guys, I'm just telling us again, man, we gotta stop acting like everything that's going wrong with us is us. We really do. We gotta stop acting like everything going on with us is just us. That stuff with Philadelphia was us. This thing with the Giants, I'm sorry, we gotta admit it. That was them. That was them. Their defensive line was insane. That was them. Their offensive line obviously wasn't too much of a slouch, but Russell Wilson was just hitting us with bombs away. It is what it is. But I do think we're going to get better. Let's hear the rest of Jerry Jones. So I want to get to these other couple of things real quick.
So I expect better play there.
Jerry Jones joined us here at 105 through the Fan. All right, there was a play in this game. There was 4 flags on the play. 1 on CD, was unsportsmanlike, and then 3 were on the Giants. And they were offsetting. And we get it, right? Penalty on each offsetting. But when one team has 3 and one team has 1, is that not letting the team with 3 off the hook a little bit? I mean, should the league not look to change that so it's not necessarily offsetting?
Well, either that or it tells me if you see the team, your team get a foul, just go ahead and get them all out of your system at one time. Everybody back a foul.
Jerry, Deron Bland, and Cavante, how are you feeling about them for Chicago?
I think we've got a chance with Bland, and we'll just see how it goes on Devontae. But
I do think the Cowboys could play another week without Deron Bland. I also think the Cowboys should be able to play a week without Cavante Turpin. If the Cowboys go in here and do what they're supposed to do, they should be able to beat the Bears. They should be able to beat the Bears. Tolbert, he's going to have to step it up. I think they can, and I also think if the Cowboys go ahead and bring in Jaden Blue,
Bland's got to.
Jaden Blue can be the supplement for Cavante Turpin. Let him use his speed too. Get him in space. Get him on the outside. Dumb the plays down. I think we're worried about, and I don't even know. I'm struggling with some of this stuff. I'm struggling with, okay, I understand competition, but you're going to have to tell me why Maurice Leofau's not getting more snaps. Explain that to me again. Some of this stuff to me isn't making sense. Marquise Bell, you extended him. Wanye Thomas is good. Explain to me again why you're not allowing them to maybe challenge for the safety positions. I'm struggling with this stuff, and I don't know the full story, but I'm struggling with it. Even when you talk about the third wide receiver spot, I mean, can Flournoy work his way into some snaps? I'm just kind of wondering, where are we on some of this stuff? But again, I think the Cowboys are going to be. I think the Cowboys should be able. I just wouldn't rush to run Bland back. I'm telling you now, the Green Bay Packers game need to be all hands on deck. All hands on deck for the Packers game. Straight up. The Packers is when the season starts. That Packers game is going to be a pivotal game because I do believe we're going to see the Green Bay Packers down the road in the playoffs. And if the other teams in our division don't fare well against the Packers, now the Packers have already knocked off the Commanders. I'm sure they're going to knock off the Giants. But maybe they knock off the Philadelphia Eagles. And if we beat the Packers and beat the Eagles on the next game, we can win a tiebreaker if it came down to it with the Eagles. This game against the Packers needs to be all hands on deck. All hands on deck. I think we could do one game without both of those players against the doggone Bears. The Bears seem to be in a little bit of a tailspin right now. Yeah, Willie Thrash. See, this is the part where I say all of this is together, Willie Thrash. If we didn't allow Russell Wilson to sit back there and just play catch, we probably wouldn't be talking about Donovan Wilson the way that we're talking about it. We probably wouldn't be talking about Trayvon Diggs and Elam the way we're talking about it. But because we allowed them to just sit back there and just play catch, and again, we wouldn't be, I'm just telling us, we really wouldn't be any better. And you can't tell the MP fans this. We really wouldn't be any better with MP simply because you would have the edge, but you wouldn't have the middle. You'd probably be in worse shape. You'd probably be in worse shape because teams would be running all over us and they would just simply be running at him just like they did last year. And so we'd be in kind of the same position. The Cowboys are working their way around to being way better than what they've been over the last few years. And I'm so glad they've shored up the middle. But again, I'm just not going to pretend like we didn't just play one of the best defensive fronts in the game. And I definitely can't pretend like one of the reasons why they were throwing all over us was because we could. The disappointment is not the MP trade. The disappointment is Dante Fowler and Sam Williams have not stepped up the way that we expected them to. I promise you the thought process was those two were going to step up and they haven't done it.
Chance, I think.
Jerry Jones here on The Fan. Jerry, can you just take us into your decision-making process and how you guys went about honoring Charlie Kirk before the game? I heard your statement afterwards, but how do you
Now, this conversation around this, we had this last night. I'm not even going to comment on this. It is what it is on this thing with the whole Charlie Kirk. People are entitled to have their own opinion about whatever they want to think. It is what it is. It's a whole nother discussion for another day. I just think you have to be careful putting this stuff in the game because do you open up the door for other things to come into the game too?
An organization to sit down with the family or the front office and decide that?
Well, I think that the obvious is that, as I said after the game, I was a young person in the 60s. And we had that period of time in the late 60s when we had several assassinations, not to even be tried about it, almost to say it that way makes me shiver. But and it was a sad time and a notable time and one that no one forgot. And we've got to realize that we've been here before, and we just got to, as a country,
Mark Davis,
just be aware and let's be attentive and make sure that we're all together relative to violence. And that's not what we're about. So I felt, and we all felt, that it was appropriate to make that note in front of a national audience.
Jerry, last one. Are you familiar with what a shoddy is, and did you have any with Coach after the win?
Well, it sounds real close to a shot that I'm used to. And I can assure
Jerry
you
shot days
there was a
over,
shot
man.
Or two.
There we go.
Jerry shot days over.
As a result of that win. If you can't have one there, men, you might as well put it to the bed because that was an exciting time for us. And I enjoy. You can imagine, he's got a great following. Brian does. And everybody was so excited for him. And as you've read, his mom was on her way to the game and fell in the airport and broke her arm and couldn't get there. But it's a shame they weren't hugging, but I know they were hugging in spirit. And but my goodness, can you imagine how it must have felt to have your very first NFL win as a head coach after spending a lifetime?
Angie, we're gonna watch Ferg interview. Since you said, did we watch the interview? I want to watch it now. You got me curious.
Game and with the excitement behind it. So everybody is still. I think we're allowed a couple of days here to enjoy the moment, but we're still proud for Shot here to get his first win.
Well said. Congratulations. Thank you for the radio gold as always, and enjoy New York. We'll hear you Friday.
Hey, guys. All right.
Yeah, Jerry Jones, boy. Jerry Jones up in there dropping gems in this thing, man. Jerry up in there dropping gems. But I can tell you this. I like this Jerry Jones. They're talking football and talking smart football and very boring. Nothing, nothing over the top as it applies to the Cowboys. I'm absolutely loving what we're seeing with Jerry Jones and his team right now. I know, man, I know we want to win so bad. It's only game 2. It's only game 2. I still say, looking at this schedule, I still say the Cowboys are going to the Cowboys got a great opportunity after this Green Bay game. If the Cowboys take care of business with Chicago, I believe they're beating Green Bay. I'm telling you, I believe they're beating Green Bay. Cowboys beat Green Bay. They're going to go on a stretch there to where they can easily put 3 more games in the bank. The Cowboys around mid-season could easily be 6-2. Easily be 6-2. You want to talk about a victory if they're 6-2 and then hit that bye week. And then you're going to get Overshown and Butler and Savon should be ready to go. Trevon should be a lot more healthier by that time if they don't break him down before then. Man, you talking about a team that's going to hit the ground running against the opposition. And man, the more I keep looking at this Dallas Cowboys schedule, man, let me tell y'all something. There is something weird going on with the Dallas Cowboys this year because the league has set the Cowboys up to have a lot of these statement games to where they're either playing against a rivalry, divisional rivalry game, or they're playing against the ex-teams of the coaches they have. Let's look at this real quick. Man, I'm telling you, this is a crazy season shaping up for the Cowboys. So now we got coming up this Sunday. The Dallas Cowboys are playing the Chicago Bears. We have a Matt Eberflus connection. The Cowboys are playing the Green Bay Packers the following week. We have the 2014 the catch, the 2016 the throw, the 2023 they ran us off the field, and now we have the Cowboys have traded Michael Parsons to Green Bay. So now we have another statement game, Green Bay Packers. White Cotton came from the Jets. Jadeveon Clowney came from the Panthers. And he was talking mad noise about the Panthers the other day in his interview, if we were not paying attention. So when we keep looking at these Cowboys games, man, and the way these things are shaping up, it is crazy. Of course, the Washington Commanders, Dan Quinn. The Denver Broncos, that's just going to be a hard-fought game. Arizona Cardinals, Clayton Adams. Raiders, I didn't even think about this until today. Pete Carroll, Brian Schottenheimer. Pete Carroll put the governor on Brian Schottenheimer. Wouldn't allow Brian Schottenheimer to call the plays that he wanted. When you think about all of these statement games the Cowboys are going to have this season, boy, this is a heck of a season. This is a heck of a season. It's exciting every single week. Every single week with the Cowboys, it seems like there's going to be some type of storyline. Man, and even when you think about Javonte Williams, I didn't even think about Javonte Williams and the Denver Broncos connection. Every single week, the Cowboys got some kind of storyline against these teams now. Every single week. The Philadelphia Eagles game, of course, that's going to be the showdown after what happened in the first game. Kansas City Chiefs, it is what it is. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. It's Patrick Mahomes. He's from East Texas. It's going to be a heck of a game. It's Thanksgiving. They ain't got no choice but to be crunk. Of course, the Cowboys and the Lions, we know what happened a couple of years ago, and especially what happened last year. They beat the brakes off of us. But when you look at these Cowboys, man, all the way up until the Vikings game, it's a storyline every single week. So, man, this is going to be an incredible season as it applies to the Cowboys. It's going to be an incredible season. All right, let's go to some player interviews. Angie, the Rebel Chick, says, tweaked my spidey senses. She asked, did we listen to the interview with Jake Ferguson? Let me throw my 2 cents in about Jake Ferguson. I'm torn. I'm really torn on Jake Ferguson. And the reason why I'm torn on Jake Ferguson is that Dak Prescott makes tight ends look good. When Dalton Schultz was with the Cowboys, Dalton Schultz was a top 10 tight end. Dalton Schultz left the Cowboys and he hasn't been a top 10 tight end since, if I'm not mistaken. Dalton Schultz is nowhere near what he was when he was with the Cowboys. And with Ferguson, I almost feel like Dak Prescott made Ferguson. I almost feel like Ferguson could go somewhere else and he wouldn't be the same. I just don't think he'd be the same. The one thing I do wish the Cowboys had, and I don't think Ferguson is this, even though Ferguson, I think he's good. I think Ferguson is good. I really would like for the Cowboys to have a dynamic tight end. And Ferg with me right now, I got to see more from Ferg because he top 5 tight end right now. Somebody pointed it out. He top 5 tight end right now. But I think that's got more to do with Dak than it does to do with Ferg. Ferg, I'm telling you, Ferg makes that catch against the Philadelphia Eagles. The Cowboys beat the Eagles. Ferg kind of concerns me because I'm like, Ferg, man, I just think Ferg, I'm like, man, I'm on a dynamic tight end. I want a dynamic tight end that makes dynamic catches. That's what I want. Hey, man, y'all better listen to my sister Lisa Worley. She said, stop talking negative on this channel. Yeah, I'm with y'all too. I'm not a big PFF fan, even though I'm gonna get PFF Pro here in the next couple of weeks. It's a good tool to look at, but I kind of take some of that stuff with a grain of salt. Man, let me tell y'all something, boy. Y'all gotta be laughing talking about Bobby Belt, man. I just didn't know a lot of people wasn't a Bobby Belt fan. That dude, Bobby Belt, boy, a lot of people is not a Bobby Belt fan. Okay, Angie, yeah, she talking about the same play I'm talking about, I think. Angie said, Daniel, did you not see Ferg was in the end zone and be up because... Angie, the Rebel Chicks. Let me ask you a question. Angie, let me ask you a question real quick. When you say he beat up in the end zone, does that word rhyme with the word which? He beat up because he was scared to get hit. Dak trusted him, and dude still dropped the ball. Yeah, I like Ferg, but I will say this. I think Ferg is good. I just wonder, would he be as good somewhere else? Because it just seemed like to me that Dak makes Ferg more than Ferg being like a dynamic tight end. But it is what it is at this point. Now, we done signed him now. Ain't nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. Basil Dubose, what's going on? Yeah, I'm still confused at why the Cowboys won't put him in yet, but we'll see. It's only been game 2. Damon said, gee, you think Clowney gets at least 9 sacks or more? Let me tell you something. Damon, I won't be surprised if this dude with the push we have up the middle, I will not be surprised if this dude gets 10 sacks. Truth. This is another reason why I think the Cowboys can do without do without DeRon Bland if they have to, and do without Kevontae Turpin. The Bears are going to be missing their top corner, and I'm telling you right now, I promise you, Brian Schottenheimer and Dak Prescott will be going there. They will be going there. Yeah, they will be going there for sure. All right. So, Angie, let's check out this thing with Ferguson. Are you talking about this week's interview? I don't remember him even. Okay, I was going to say I don't remember him having an interview this week. Angel, you talking about the interview from last week? Because I was looking, I was like, okay, I don't remember seeing an interview for him this week. Even though it is crazy to me, but according to all the reports, Ferg had a great game this week. Let's look at this real quick. I think what happened with Ferg is he really came alive in the I think Ferg really came alive in the All right, let's look at this real quick before we look at a couple of these player interviews. All right, let's see if we can look at this game here. Okay. Got the stats. Okay, let's look here. Cowboys. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, some kind of way, Ferg had a very good game. Yeah, okay, yeah. Ferg had a really good game this week. These are the stats on Ferg from this week. Yeah, he was the second leading wide receiver. He had a good game this game. He had a good game this week. 9 for 78, 12 targets. 19 was his longest. 27 yards after the catch. Okay. 27 yards after the catch. I see you. Not quite understanding Javonte Williams. He was 6 for 33, 7 targets. His longest was 11. He had 48 yards after the catch, but he only had 33 yards. Some get called back for a penalty. I'm confused on that. Yeah, he looked pretty good this week. I was actually surprised because, he did some, I don't know. Maybe I wasn't paying attention on Ferg. But Ferg was 9 for 78 this week. So he looked pretty good this week. Now, last week he let us down, but I guess this week, and I think a lot of this damage, if I'm not mistaken on Ferg, I think a lot of his damage was actually done. I think a lot of his damage was actually done in the fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he did some damage. Cowboys are number 2 in the NFC East right now. Number 2. 1 game behind. Loving that. Yeah, Ferg. For all intents and purposes, Ferg was pretty good this week. And if he keeps having days like this, he's going to quietly go above 1,000 yards receiving for a tight end. And we take some of that stuff for granted, but boy, people love it. All right, let's read a couple of comments, then we're gonna get into the player interviews. Here we go. All right. Newhouse fam said, not saying Ferg ain't a good tight end, but this season, Ferg looking washed up, no cap. You know what, Newhouse? I can't quite put my finger on it with Ferg, but I said this yesterday about Ferg. The only thing that kind of bothers me about Ferg is that Ferg to me got the made man treatment. Anybody who knows anything about those mafia or Italian mafia movies, it's like he was a made man. Like he really didn't have to compete as hard because they were already sold that Ferg was the man. I would have liked for the Cowboys to maybe I think Schoonmaker is one of the biggest. I'm not going to say Schoonmaker is a bust, but boy, to give up a second round draft pick for Schoonmaker and he's not better than what he is, Schoonmaker should have been pushing already at this point in his career. Schoonmaker should have already been pushing Ferg for the number one tight end spot. But because he didn't, Ferg is a made man to me. Ferg is a made man. Dominique Pittman says, Sanborn, I didn't get what the big deal is about him other than him being one of the Flus guys. Man, he played well over in Chicago, man. I did some research, man. Checked on what these people were saying about this dude over in Chicago. Boy, they were furious. They were furious that the Chicago Bears didn't put a tender on him. He played well over in Chicago. Daniel, he said if it wasn't for Ferg on that catch in the fourth quarter, we wouldn't have gotten into field goal range and tied the game. Yeah, Ferguson, for what my understanding is, Daniel M., he did a little bit of damage. He did a little bit of damage in the fourth quarter. Bama Boy, he said G. Fowler was a rotational player, not a starter. That's why he is another number 11. Wants sacks, that's all. That's why he's a journeyman. Play your dang on role. Set the dang on edges. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Bama Boy. And I think the expectation was, Bama Boy, that he was going to really step up. He hasn't done it. He hasn't done it. So, now we're invested in him, and we're going to bring Jadeveon Clowney in here, and Jadeveon Clowney is going to outplay him, I believe. I believe Jadeveon Clowney is going to outplay him. Ron Hanna said expect a very physical game from the defense this week and watch the attitude they come out with. Ron Hanna. We've already set the standard in the defensive tackle part of the line. Jadeveon Clowney is not going to be MP. He's going to be Jadeveon Clowney. Jadeveon Clowney is going to disrupt the Chicago Bears in his way. This is going to really help us, especially once we get this man revved up. Man, once we get Jadeveon Clowney revved up, I think it'll take him a couple of games to really get revved up, but I think he's going to be pumped up for the Green Bay game because it's going to be a primetime game. Man, Jadeveon Clowney, I'm telling us, everybody is underestimating the Cowboys. They're talking about the Green Bay defense and what MP going to do. Watch Kenny Clark. Watch Kenny Clark going up against his old teammates. Watch what that boy do. Mason Bartlett, he said, I'm late. What up? What up with you, Mason? Good to see you. Carl Alden. And I'll tell you what's going on with the defense, man. We just got to understand. We don't have the presence on the defensive side that we have on the offensive side. The offensive side, we have a very good presence. We got Dak Prescott, CD Lamb. I mean, that in itself just anchors down your defense. Your offense. Jalen Tolbert. Jalen Tolbert is an anchor on the offense. He's been here for a while. You start thinking about the line is pretty much new, but you got Tyler Smith. Tyler Smith kind of anchors down the offensive line. He's the best player on your offensive line. So the Cowboys got major pieces on offense that made the offense ready to go just because Dak Prescott is back in the lineup. But when you think about the defense, D-Law gone. Michael Parsons gone. Those are anchors. Leighton Vander Esch gone. Anchor. Trayvon Diggs injured. Not quite the anchor you want him to be. Malik Hooker. Donovan Wilson. not too good in coverage. And they're being asked to do a lot more covering than usual. So the defensive side, we're going to have to accept this. It's going to take the defense a little bit longer to get to full strength. The offense is already at full strength, not necessarily hitting on all cylinders. But the offense is at full strength. Got a little setback with Kevontae Turpin. But, man, we got Pickens, Ferg, Dak, CD. And the line, the triangle of BB, y'all don't worry, Brock Hoffman's going to play well this week. The offense is ready to go, and they're only going to get better. But the defense, I think, is going to take a little bit longer. And I think it's going to take, I do think that after this game, see what Matt Eberflus does. But I do think the Shotty's going to have to take control of this thing, and he's going to have to tell Matt Eberflus, Matt, dial me up something. Matt, first quarter, Matt, dial me up something. Dial me up something, Matt. Now, again, Jadeveon's going to make us look a lot different. Y'all get ready. Jadeveon's going to make us look a lot different, a lot better. But I still say, even with Jadeveon Clowney, the Cowboys still need to be applying pressure. And if they need to even send a blitz, even with Jadeveon Clowney, well, that'll be even better. Do it. This is the thing that's kind of got me a little bit perturbed, but it's only game 2. But Matt Eberflus seems to be, at this point, like I said, game 2. Don't let me just jump too far ahead. But I'm just like, dude, what are you doing with these adjustments? What are you doing? You have got to get these things in earlier than it is. All right, let's listen to a couple of interviews, and then I want to get into the Week 3 power ranks. And then we're going to probably call it a night. Got a big day coming up tomorrow. It's Wednesday. We're going to be talking about the Bears. I want to look at some film on some of these Cowboys. I'm going to go look at AOC's Donovan Wilson thing. I'm going to try to put together some stuff on my own. I want to look at James Houston. I want to look at James Houston, Dante Fowler. May even look at some more Jadeveon Clowney, and just kind of go back and look at some things from a different perspective, because, and I think it's good when we all do certain things, because I think we can all give a different perspective on what we're seeing. But the thing that I want us to see is, let's be careful and not just make this about the Cowboys. Man, these other people get paid too. These other teams get paid too. And I'm telling you, man, Malik Neighbors is going to give every team, if they allow him to do what the Cowboys allowed him to do, and I ain't going to say they allowed him to do some of it. Malik Neighbors just did some of it because he wanted them. All right, let's check out Kenny Clark, the Dak Prescott interview. It's a little bit long. I don't want to do that one at this point in time. So the one I want to do, we're going to listen to the players talk. I'm going to listen to Kenny Clark. We're going to listen to Kenny Clark, George Pickens, and I want to hear Sam Williams and Javonte Williams. So we're going to listen to those 4, and then we're going to look at the power ranks. So let's check out Kenny Clark. Man, I'm telling you, Kenny Clark is a football player. I absolutely love everything that this dude stands for. Check it out.
Yeah, a couple times. Pretty much a lot. Like 3-4 times we had the game won.
Any point in that game that y'all had it won?
Yeah, a couple times. Pretty much a lot. Like 3-4 times we had the game won. Kind of started off slow, and we got going. The second quarter and the second half. We got to just keep that momentum going and just lock in on our keys. And, just play better at the end of the day.
They brought you in to stop the run. You guys, how do you think the D-line did today, in particular, minus maybe one run?
Yeah, we did a great job. It just irked me that we got that. He got that one. But I'm pretty happy about how we performed, especially in the run. They try to double team us and run duo every play, and all the guys, we were all stout in there, and guys are setting the edge, safeties coming down, making plays. The defensive line getting penetration and making plays, and we're gonna need that to be able. We're gonna need that to be able to stop teams.
How familiar with?
Now, see, this is something right here. This is something right here. I want to look at what he just said. This is one of the things I'm gonna make sure I look at when I look at the film on this. He just said something he just said something very unique. He's actually saying that the Cowboys defensive line played well. I want to go back and look at the tape on this. I'm not sure they played as well as he believes they played. I don't think the edge played as good as he believes they played. I believe him and Osa played as good because Kenny Clark, again, is one of the top-ranked players for the Cowboys this week. But Russell Wilson was just unloading on them back there, and he wasn't even moving off the spot. So I do want to go back and look at that. I also like the comment that Kevin Edwards is making. This is why I say, when we talk about these things, we really have to talk about them, kind of step back also so that we can see the forest, because sometimes we can't see the forest for the trees. Same thing I'm kind of saying. Kevin Edwards is saying it in a different way. He's saying it's going on week 3 and we already want people gone. Week 1, the defense is good. Week 2, the defense is bad. Kevin Edwards, I made the same point last night. The same stinky team we're talking about right now is the same stinky team that held the Philadelphia Eagles to 24 points and only held them to 3 in the second half. We need to give it 2 more weeks. Yeah, I think Matt Eberflus is trying to find himself. I think he's trying to find the right combination, but he's got to get it this week. He got to get it this week because the season, Kevin Edwards, starts next week. I'm not saying Green Bay is a must-win, but I'm going to say that Green Bay is a must-win. And the reason why the Green Bay game is a must-win is because you may very well see this team in the playoffs. And if you beat them head-to-head and you wind up tied up with them at the end of the season, this could be the difference between you playing them in Green Bay in the cold in December and you playing them in Dallas in December. Because I do think the Cowboys are going to see them again. Yeah, Ron Hanna, he said in-game adjustment has been a problem for a long time. And again, Shotty seems to be doing well. But as it applies to the defense, Matt Eberflus seems to wait until the most critical junctures. Dominique Pittman said Houston kneeling on the edge, Osa and Clark inside, linebackers Maurice, Shamar, and Overshawn when he gets back. Dominique, the only thing I would change, Jadeveon Clowney. Jadeveon Clowney is great against the run. Jadeveon Clowney in Houston on the edge. Because Jadeveon Clowney is going to be a starter. I say Jadeveon Clowney in Houston. Let Nealon and those guys work themselves in. And again, I also think you have got to use Solomon Thomas. Solomon Thomas absolutely balled in this game against the Giants. I mean, there was one drive that Solomon Thomas almost by himself took that drive over. Solomon Thomas has been balling. Absolute balling. But again, the Cowboys are playing with that line to where they're really doing a lot of rotation and keeping those guys fresh. So I like that part too. All right, let's see. This dude, Kenny, is nice though, man. Football player right here.
There were times on that defense that was out there that you guys had like 9 different guys that weren't even playing on this team last year. I mean, the resiliency that you guys showed today when guys were coming in and out of the lineup because of the nature of what was going on.
Yeah, I mean that's the name of the game. That's the league, and you never know, when your number is going to be called, and that's up to us to be able to prepare and show up, every single day with the preparation at practice, and then perform on the game field.
Yeah, I like what you're saying too, Newhouse fam. Newhouse fam said get Damone Clark and Sanborn butts off the field. I do think we need to see more of Maurice Leofau, and I do think they need to stop being stubborn, and they need to start spying out quarterbacks. And I think they need to start it this week with Caleb Williams and carry it over onto Jordan Love. C-Base, I agree with you on this too. Shotty playing it cool for now, but I think he is saying something. He's saying something to Flus down the line. I think he's saying something to him now. But again, I also think what you're saying is right, C-Base. I think he's giving him some leeway. to like, okay, let me see if he can figure it out. Then if he don't figure it out, we're going to have to start saying, hey, dial me up something or whatever the case may be. A said Shotty's familiar with Russell Wilson, who had 4+ seconds with most passes. That was a big problem. Big problem, A. Big problem. Shouldn't be able to get that on the next one, go. Oh, man, yeah. Kevin Ellis. Nolan was the worst defense coordinator we ever had. The man gave me nightmares and PTSD. Lisa Worley said, hit that like button. Miss Matrix up in here. What's going on? Keek said the game is on replay right now, and Sam Williams doing his power speed rushes. No toolbox moves. Yeah, I noticed that, Keek. Sam doesn't have a repertoire of moves. I noticed that. Yeah, Dominic Pittman, this is one of the places that I do have a problem. It's like they made some of these guys starters without even competing. They just made them starters. So we'll see what happens. But again, I got to step back so I can see the forest. Only game 2. Defense takes longer to get together than offense. The offense, once Dak Prescott got together, it's automatically going to be good. The defense, not so much. The defense is having to learn to play without MP. They're having to learn that too. They're having to learn how to play with them. They're having to learn that they need to make some more steps. And I do think they'll make some more steps as the season goes on. It's only been 2 games. Only been 2 games. Basil said we never had a great pass rush to begin with. Yeah. All right, let me see here. Let's pull up another interview. These are all short. Great interview, though. Kenny Clark, he's always just football. I love the fact that he's like that. And I think that him and Clowney, I think they're going to do some work together. Yeah, but I really do. I think him and Clowney going to do some work together. I think Clowney, like he said, that was one of the reasons why he came. He was very excited about him being here because he understands that is more opportunities for him, just like Brian Schottenheimer said. All right, let's get a couple more of these in. Let's listen to Javonte Williams. He had a very good day.
Javonte, just talk about the resiliency of this team and being able to go through that roller coaster and still come out with the win in overtime.
Yeah, I just credit it to the playmakers we got on our team on both sides of the ball. I feel like the coaches did a great job managing the game, and I feel like we finally put it all together today.
Speaking of playmakers, you're one of them.
It's amazing how players see games versus how we see them, isn't it? I thought it was funny that people were saying, don't celebrate the victory. And what did we see the Dallas Cowboys doing? Celebrating the victory. It was a divisional game. Man, divisional games can be crazy. Stranger things happen in divisional games. You can have a team in the division and they're 8-1. They can come up against the worst team in the division and the worst team in the division to beat them. Because in the division, man, it's not even about being first place sometimes. It's just about beating each other. You don't care what your record is when you see one of your divisional opponents. Those records kind of go out the window. You just there to beat them. And so, just hear how he's talking about the game. He said they put it all together today. Well, I guess offensively you did.
Can you just talk about how, the steps the running game is taking as far as Miles, the offensive line? Just how do you feel coming out of this game?
Yeah, you just got to stay consistent. I mean, early on it was kind of slow, but I feel like second half we kind of started putting more runs together, and coach kept calling it. So it just shows that you got to lean on the run game throughout the whole game. It ain't just going to start fast all the time.
Javonte, there's a balance between the running game and the passing game, too. In the second half, you guys got more aggressive in the passing attack. What kind of effect did that have on just the running lanes and maybe everything you were able to see, too, against those boxes?
Yeah, just having, like, CD, George, Jake, players like that can catch the ball. It made defenders back up, lighten the box, and then that open lanes up for me and Miles.
On your touchdown run, I think it was your longest run since your rookie year. What does that say about
Robert M., what's going on? Robert M., that's the part I still say we have to kind of, understand what we were playing. Not only did we face arguably the best defensive line in football, we're going to be talking about Malik Neighbors in another year, and we're going to start having to put Malik Neighbors probably in that top 5, top 7 wide receiver list. The only thing Malik Neighbors is missing to me is a quarterback. He's missing a quarterback in an OC. But I'm telling this, man, Malik Neighbors is one of them. Man, we acting like we acting like that Willie Fufu. Man, we acting like Willie Fufu sliced up our defense. Shoot. Man, Malik Neighbors, man, that dude ain't no slouch, and neither is their other wide receiver either.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that, but yeah, it just feel good to be back out there running, feeling like myself again. It's been a long journey, but I mean, I'm ready to go now.
What do you think about overcoming that touchdown run this season? What did it feel like when you were out there? It just looked wide open once you broke that tackle. What happened?
Yeah, once I broke the tackle, all I seen was the end zone. Like, it's been a long time since I felt that feeling, so I ain't even know what to do. Yeah, I mean, the first one was cool. I like this one better because we won, but it's a long season. I mean, we got to keep going. You can't get too high. You just got to stay even killed throughout the whole season because, I mean, it can turn around quick. So we just got to stay on the right track and stay positive.
Just for you to reestablish yourself as an RB1, what does that mean to you and your confidence?
Yeah, it's a blessing. I'm just glad that they gave me another chance.
In that vein, there were a lot of questions, a lot of doubts about this running back room over the course of the summer. A lot of us, myself included, vocalized those doubts over the course of training. I feel like you guys are a lot of people wrong these first 2 years of what you've done.
I feel like we're just doing our job. It wasn't never to prove nobody wrong. I mean, the guys we got in the room, we competitors. We compete every day, so we're just going to keep making each other better.
Ever been part of a game where you get the ball 3 times in overtime?
Yeah. And that was crazy. I can't remember the last overtime game I had, but they just told us get it to the star, and he gonna make the field goal. We did that and he put it through. Yeah, just him getting his first win in the home opener. My first game as a Cowboy. It's a lot of firsts for everybody, so we're just gonna celebrate this, and then we got to move on to next week.
Speaking of the field goal, what can you say about having a weapon like Brandon Aubrey on the team?
Yeah, that's crazy. How long was it? Like 60-some yards?
4 to go to overtime.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like I said, they said just get it to the start. We got a chance.
You're one of the new guys that hadn't seen all that you can do.
Yeah, nah.
To be one of the new guys just seeing this in person for the first time, what is it like to watch him kick the football and do it with the guys?
Yeah, it's all respect to him because I know how hard a kicker is. Well, I don't know how hard it is, but I know how hard it look. And just for him to make field goals like that, consistent as he do, it's just a testament to his hard work.
Yeah, Derek G, I've heard this. I've heard people saying the Cowboys are saving Jaden Blue for the second half of the season. I don't really like that, but I've heard people saying stuff like that. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I really think they need to get this dude acclimated now. I think this is a great game. I think it's a great game to play him this week. Hey, you already know what I said. Play Jaden Blue. Draw plays on paper if need be. I already said the same thing. I'm sorry. It's running back. It's the easiest position to train. It's the one position to translate from college so quick. Man, I ain't hearing this stuff about no playbook. When I got a dude like that, I can tell him how to run. Hey, man, run between Cooper BB and Tyler Smith. That's all I need you to do. These guys know how to hit the hole, man. They know how to do that. Running backs know how to do their thing. Yeah, Buddha. Now you talking about Miles Sanders now. I'm not with Miles Sanders. I think they need to give Jaden Blue his opportunity. That's where I think they are. It's time to see what Jaden Blue is and see what he is about. Get him ready for the Green Bay game. Get him ready for the Green Bay game. Because, man, it would be great to have him and Kevontae Turpin on the field at the same time. Boy, that's crazy work right there. Crazy work. Yeah, Colts 2-0. Yeah, they 2-0. And again, like I said before, man, ain't nobody trading none of these top running backs. I don't even understand that conversation when I see people talking like that. Why in the world would you trade Jonathan Taylor? Man, you'd be crazy if you're the Indianapolis Colts if you trade Jonathan Taylor. Man, that dude is nice. Bijan Robinson. Who in their right mind is trading Bijan Robinson? And who in their right mind is trading for Bijan Robinson knowing what you're going to have to give up? I'm not giving up a first-round draft pick for Bijan. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that. Javonte Williams is running great. We're not talking about a running back one. We're talking about the change of pace running back, and really what we're talking about is the home run hitter. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the home run hitter. And I think the home run hitter is on our team. And I think we're going to have to give him an opportunity. And if he's not the home run hitter, let's see what he is so we don't have to wait until midseason to start talking about we need a home run hitter. Let's see what it really is. All right. I want to go to the Week 3 power rankings. And again, we've already seen in the NFC East, the Dallas Cowboys have inched its way to the number 2 spot in the NFC East. So let's just go around the league and let's see what all of these different places have as the power ranks. All right, so this is over on FanDuel. Let's see if we can work this out here. This is over on FanDuel. This is FanDuel's power rankings. Baltimore Ravens, of course, number 1. Very interesting over on FanDuel. The Detroit Lions are number 2, even though the Green Bay Packers beat the Detroit Lions. Interesting. The Buffalo Bills are number 3, even though they beat the Baltimore Ravens. What kind of math they doing? Now, wait a minute. This is for Week 3? The Chiefs are over the Eagles? This can't be right. This can't be right. Chargers, Broncos, Commanders at number 9. How are the Commanders ranked over the Cowboys? How are the Commanders ranked over the Cowboys? Rams 10, Bucks 11, 49ers at 12? Colts 13, Cardinals 14, Falcons 15, Vikings 16, ain't no way. Seahawks 17, Bengals 18, Jags 19, Steelers 20. They have the Cowboys all the way down at 26. There is no way the Dolphins and the Jets, the Saints, the Patriots, the Texans are ranked ahead of the Cowboys. There has to be something wrong with this. I don't even know what kind of list this is. But this is it. Week 3. This got something to do with betting or something because that don't make sense to me. All right, let's look at some more here. Let's look at NFL.com's power rankings. This is by Eric Edom. Number 1, Philadelphia Eagles, no surprise. Buffalo Bills, number 2, no surprise. Baltimore Ravens, number 3, no surprise. Green Bay, number 4, no surprise. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay, I can see that, 2-0. Detroit Lions, 1-1. I'm not buying them being number 6. I would still put the Los Angeles Rams ahead of the Detroit Lions, but they got the Rams at number 7. I don't see how anybody... Let me tell you why the Washington Commanders are in their top 10. The Washington Commanders are in their top 10 because they were in their top 5, and they don't want to admit they were wrong about the Washington Commanders. But they got Washington Commanders at number 8. Los Angeles Chargers at number 9. Broncos at number 10. Wow, Chiefs at number 11. Colts at number 12. I'd probably have the Colts ahead of some of these teams. San Francisco 49ers, 13. Don't see it. Seahawks, 14. Don't see it. I don't think any of these 1-1 teams should be over the Cowboys. Atlanta Falcons, 15. Buccaneers, 16. I know why they went down. Joe Burrow done for the season pretty much. He's going to be out 3 months. Houston Texans. Explain to me how an 0-2 team, y'all. Explain to me how a 0-2 team is over a 2-0 team. A 2-0 team. I don't understand it. Minnesota Vikings, ain't no way they should be ahead of the Cowboys. Steelers shouldn't be ahead of the Cowboys. Boy, they so bad don't want the Cowboys to be in the top 20. It's killing them. They have the Cowboys at number 21. Cowboys outlasted the Giants in one of the more entertaining games you'll see, even if it started routinely enough. It was 17-16 entering the fourth quarter, then all hell broke loose. The two teams rolled to nearly 1,000 yards with a stunning 360 of them, plus 41 points coming in the fourth quarter. Aubrey saved the Cowboys bacon. Now again, I don't think he saved their bacon by himself. Dak Prescott made some great plays in that fourth quarter, and other players did too, especially when you look at the 46-yarder to win in overtime. That run by Dak Prescott was great, but I get it. It said Dallas defense had an impressive second half in Philadelphia, but it kept allowing the Giants, who scored 6 points in week 1, big play after big play. Dak Prescott wasn't as crispest on this day, but he did what he wasn't able to at Philly, deliver the big drive late. He did it at the end of regulation and eventually in overtime. This was a big win for Dallas, even if it required serious effort to bring it home. And again, I thought Dak Prescott looked very, very good. Problem was the dude was under duress all day. Context is king. All right. Let's look at the Bleacher Report. See if we can make heads or tails of this. So they're going backwards. New Orleans 32. Carolina 31. Tennessee 30. Miami 29. Cleveland 28. Giants 27. Jets 26. Bears. 25. One of them games. Yeah, we're going to be ready. New England 24. Jacksonville 23. I haven't seen any of these. Las Vegas 22. Come on, man. Boy, these people hate the Cowboys. These people hate the Cowboys. These 1-1 teams should not be ahead of the Cowboys. The Cowboys are 1-1. They're at number 21. Let me see what they said about the Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys offense we saw in week 1 wasn't a fluke. Dak Prescott is back to pre-injury form, while CeeDee Lamb, Pickens, Ferguson have the makings of a fun receiving trio. Javonte Williams looks like a functional starting back. Hatred. Dallas defense, though, woof. The Cowboys coughed up 506 yards and 7.8 yards per play to the Giants. To a Giants team has got nothing going in week 1. Had Russell Wilson not heaved a floater in overtime that led to an easy interception, Dallas could easily still be winless. With plenty of offensive potential and a reliable kicker in Brandon Aubrey, the Cowboys should be in a lot of games this season. With a defense even worse than last year's, however, Dallas doesn't look like a legitimate playoff team. All right. It's what we doing. All right, let's look at ESPN. ESPN. No surprise. Bills 2, number 1. Philly number 2. Bills 1, Philly 2. Green Bay 3. Ravens 4. Lions 5. I don't think the Lions should be high as they are. Rams 6. Chargers 7. Chiefs. Come. Kansas City Chiefs are 0-2 and they're number 8. The reason why the Commanders are still in this top 10, I'm telling you, they don't want to admit they were wrong about the Commanders. Commanders, number 9. Tampa Bay, number 10. San Francisco, number 11. Bengals, number 12. Broncos, number 13. Colts, 14. Falcons, 15. How is a 0-2 team ahead of the Cowboys? Houston Texans, 0-2. Arizona Cardinals, 17. Seahawks, 18. At least they put the Cowboys in the top 20. Biggest quarterback takeaway, Dak Prescott can still move around. Prescott doesn't run the way he did in his first few years, or certainly before he suffered a dislocated and fractured ankle in 2020, but he has shown he can move around this season. He might not look to run when escaping harm, but he does it enough to get the ball to his playmakers. Prescott did not do much of that last season, and when he tried to do more, he suffered a season-ending hamstring avulsion. Last year, not running took a toll, and honestly, why I got hurt, he said, from this whole offseason recovery process, it was about getting back to who I am, my game, and understanding how much my legs are a part of my game. Well, they cracked the top 20 in this one. I'm telling you now, they're going to make the Cowboys scratch to get in these top 20 lists on any of these things. All right, let's look at NBC. Eagles, number 1. Bills, number 2. Packers, number 3. Ravens, number 4. No surprise. Chargers, number 5. Bucks, 6. Rams, 7. Commanders, 8. They're not going to let these dudes out of the top 10 until they get beat again. Lions, 9. Chiefs, 10. Still not understanding how a team with no wins or over teams with wins. And I think these teams with wins, I believe right now, if they played the Broncos, the Chiefs would get beat. The Colts, they would get beat. I could see the Cowboys beating them right now as they are currently constructed. But nevertheless, the Cowboys are all the way down to number 19 in this. They've cracked the top 20 in 2 of the list. I still think the Cowboys should be over the Steelers. Definitely over the Texans. But it is what it is. This is how they doing these lists. All right, let's see. All right, MSN Power Rankings Week 3. They have the Miami Dolphins 32. Now let me see. How do I pull this list up? Hold on. Okay, Dolphins 32. Carolina Panthers 30. I don't know, like they're going to do some skipping around. I'm cool with it, though. Let's see here. Chicago Bears 26. Guys, we got to beat the Bears. They are a very poorly ranked team. Giants 25. They gave us all kinds of problems. New England Patriots 24. Vegas 23. Vikings 22. Wow, Dallas 21. They are not going to give the Cowboys any breaks on this. That's where we are with the Cowboys Power Ranks this week. Continued disrespect.
Put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all say my name, put some respect on it.
I don't put a lot of stock in those, but I do like to see how teams look at the Dallas Cowboys. And that's kind of where we are. That's kind of where we are. We got work to do. We know we can't focus on these types of things, but we got work to do. All right, let me read some comments before we get out of here. Mike McCain said Malik Hooker is more of an undersized linebacker. Donovan Wilson tackle, but he cannot cover. Mike McCain, this is one of the issues I have with the Cowboys. They are asking 2 players to do things that I don't think they're necessarily capable of. Blue said, Brandon Cuff said, Blue with that speed and Hammerhead Williams can't be stopped. Man, I'm going to tell you, they looking. Javonte Williams has earned his spot where he is right now. I think Jaden Blue, though, we got to see, can he be that complimentary back? Jawan 100 said Hooker used to be a good cover safety with the Colts. Father Time is on his back now. Yeah. Bernard Fields. I'll never understand Hunter Licky. I'll never understand the Hunter Lipke signing. I'll never understand it. I said it before. I'm going to say it again. Hunter Lipke, the Cowboys just don't know how to use him. It's just the bottom line. They don't know how to use Hunter Lipke. But he's such a good player, quote unquote. He's such a good player, they didn't want to let him go. It's the bottom line. He's a very good player, and they didn't want to let him go. Even though they still don't know what to do with him. Hunter Lipke is just playing special teams for the Cowboys at this point. We're not even using him not even using him as a fullback good enough. Hallelujah said Williams could be a lot better with reading blocks. The tape shows it. Hopefully he improves if he remains number one. Hallelujah. I think he's only going to get better. I like it. I think he's earned his spot. He's only going to get better. Newhouse said Cowboys don't understand. Once Blue hit second gear, he got running room. He takes him to the house every time. His speed is unreal for a running back. Newhouse fam, I'm telling you, this is why we need to get him on the field. That's why we got to get him on the field. No doubt about it. Jawan, I'm telling you, we're going to be having a conversation about Malik Neighbors in another year. He's being hampered by his quarterback. And that's why I say, I'm not saying we have to pump the brakes on how bad we got beat. Lisa said, when's your birthday, G? My birthday is next month. Yeah, I'm October 9th. Yeah, we just got more. We got to really get, we really got to start getting dialed in this week because the season starts against the Packers. Ron Hanna said, fact, the Packers is our playoff game. Yeah, see, this Packers game is going to be, it's something that it's a game we have to win because I think we're going to see them down the road in the playoffs. And it would be great for us to get this win just in case they beat every team in the NFC except for us. And then if you start coming down to tiebreakers, this is one of them games you could have over them when you see them in the playoffs if it comes down to that. Lost in translation, I'm glad the secondary got exposed so we can make adjustments. Yeah. Again, this is all stuff you want to happen early. It only helps you in the long run. Brandon Cup said you don't like players getting injured, but did you see Booker block that guy and get a concussion? I mean, wow, that's strength. Yeah, Booker is cut from a different cloth, man. That dude cut from a different cloth. Ron Hanna said true. We would be 0-2 for real with MP here and no Kenny 0-2. Yeah, I mean, you would just trade one thing and be worse. Lisa said, I can't say nothing about Tober being bad. Everybody has their own opinion, but when you say trade him, she said that ticks me off. Yeah, I don't think they're thinking about trading. I don't think they're even thinking about trading Tober. I don't. Yeah, Quasi Blake, this for me, I think, you got to be very careful about, the politics stuff. I say keep that stuff out. Every way you can, just keep that stuff out. Everybody's got their own opinion. Just keep it out. Let's see here. Man, hey, let me tell you something. Mason said Jerry somebody said Jerry sounds hungover. Shoot, Jerry probably been partying. Jerry probably been hard partying, Mason Boylett. C-Bay said these heathens want me to answer some stupid question in Tube's radio show. Wow. All right, let's see. Yeah, again, like I said with Jalen Tolbert, the Cowboys aren't trading Jalen Tolbert. Matter of fact, this is, you know what, Lisa, this may be a very good week for Tolbert to step up. I think Tolbert made a key catch this week, if I'm not mistaken. But Tolbert, he may very well make a big catch this week. Andrew, appreciate you. He said, the boy's bored. He said, G on fire. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, one thing too, Lisa, you know, the Cowboys got a lot of firepower. It is hard to get everybody involved in the game. It really is. It's very hard to get everybody in the game. Mark Davis said, man, Jeff was just telling my brother that the other day. Okay, tell me what you're talking about. Andrew said, best on YouTube can make 15 minutes interview into 5-hour show. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Douglas, yes. They dominated them. Broncos did dominate the Cowboys in 22. But I think we'll be ready for them by the time we get there. Hey, Quasi, the Cowboys, man, they have statement games all the way up until that Vikings game. There are people that came from those teams, and they'll be wanting those games. Brian Schottenheimer, man, he said, you know, we ain't really looking at the Bears, you know, with Matt Eberflus. But again, he said at the end, I want to give Matt Eberflus the game ball after we beat the Bears. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the Bears game. I think it's going to be a good game for the Cowboys. The Big Rumbowski said the NFC East simply drew by rotation, the NFC West and NFC North. Yes, sir. Makes for entertaining happenstance. Yeah. It's going to be tough this year, man. Carolina Cowboys said, I hope the Carolina Panthers are trash. So when the Cowboys come to Charlotte, the tickets are full. Boy. Yeah, they looking pretty bad already, man. They're in a tailspin. They're in a tailspin, boy. They are. They're in a tailspin. Yes, sir, Andrew. He said never thought he'd live long enough to join Cowboys After Dark congregation. You guys rock. Appreciate you. Amen. Yeah, we're going to be rocking that 3 times a week. We'll be back at it on Thursday. Yeah, we're going to be back at it on Thursday. Yeah, I'm leaning towards Dak as well. I think the Giants D-line going to give Mahomes. Oh, man, let me tell you something. Boy, that Giants O-line, they're going to give everybody problems. They're going to give everybody problems. The show. Madman said last night after dark lasted 5 hours. No thanks. Yeah, we probably not going to do 5 hours again. Raheem, he said, I love this channel. He said, I'm sick of negativity. Yeah, man, it's too, you know, Raheem, man, it's too early. It's game 2. We just got to understand. This is one of the things I was saying when this thing first started. Brand new coach, brand new coaching staff, brand new defensive system. Dak Prescott is smart enough. You're not having to worry about this with offense, but the defense is going to take a little bit more time. But they got to really put it in the overdrive, though, because the Green Bay Packers, that's a playoff game. Mike McCain, give me your opinion on Jadeveon Clowney. Niecy, what's going on with you? She said it appears I'm on time for the sermon. What's going on, Niecy? All right. Yeah, I was trying to figure out the Ferg interview. I didn't see they didn't put one up from last night. Yeah, Davion Wallace, I say the same thing. I mean, I just think Ferg is good, but he's not a dynamic tight end. I think Dak makes Ferg more than Ferg actually makes Dak Prescott. Carolina Cowboy, he said, I didn't understand some of the offensive play calls. Did you question some of them also? Man, I just think, I think in particular, when Shotty got the lead, I think he kind of went away from the run a little bit. But I also think he kind of made some mistakes by running on first down. And when you look at the stats, they didn't have the success on first down. They were having the success throwing on first down. I guess he tried to change it up. But, yeah, I think some of the play calling, Shotty, you know, Nisi said Ferguson has to get his confidence back from that injury. He's not playing as violent pre-injury. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's a great point, Nisi. And you know, also, Nisi, he don't really look like he in, I could be wrong. He just don't look like he in football shape like he was before that injury. He look like football, like a dog football shape. He don't look football shape right now. Don't look football shape. So, but again, Ferg made man to me. I just think he was a made man. They had made their mind up on him that he was going to be their tight end. So it is what it is. Yeah. Gary Bookwalter said, Cowboys are going to show up all year long, and that's a fact. We are Cowboys for life. Man, I think they're going to be great this season. Once they get this defense on board, Demarion Overshown in here. See, and the thing is, the Cowboys are going to have to weather the storm while they're getting better. So we're going to probably be tweaking this defense all the way up into the bye week. But the goal is by the bye week, man, if we could only have, one loss would be incredible. But if we could get there with only 2 losses, oh man, it'd be incredible. And make sure that one of those losses, if we suffer a loss, don't let it be against an NFC team. Make sure we beat all the NFC teams. Oh, we'll be ready to go once we come out of that bye week, man. We'll be ready to go. But again, man, it's 2 weeks. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna practice. I'm gonna practice the same thing the Cowboys are practicing. I'm gonna not get too up, and I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna get too up, but I'm definitely not gonna get too down. I want to always make sure that I look at this thing. I want to look at it subjectively. And this is why when I'm looking at this game, and I know Donovan Wilson played bad, but I'm not going to excuse the cornerbacks. They played bad too. It is no excuse for the wide receivers to just blow past you, and now you're putting it all on the safety to say, yeah, you're the safety valve. You have to go back there now and defend. That's why they're safeties and they're not cornerbacks. We don't want the safeties to go into coverage as much as we want them to be the safety valve while the cornerback is still covering. And we would like if we can get the safety to play center field and make that play like Donovan Wilson made at the end, that's great. But you're not always going to get that. You're just not always going to get that. And so, but again, it's just a different game, man. I'm sorry. Russell Wilson was just bombs away on these boys. And again, Malik Neighbors is one of them. And all of this stuff, it all matters. And I think another part of this is Matt Eberflus's stubbornness. He is being stubborn and not manufacturing quarterback pressure, which he could easily do by sending a 5th man. He could blitz a linebacker. He could blitz a safety. He's not doing those things. Man, you got to manufacture it if you don't have it. You got to fake it until you make it. You got to fake it until you make it. Bottom line. If these guys ain't coming on yet, if they're not where you want them to be, fake it until you make it. Real Estate Vet, we're going to be back at 4. We'll probably be at 4 o'clock tomorrow. I got Bible study. So I'm going to try to come on at 4 o'clock. Yeah, I'll do 4 o'clock tomorrow. Then we're going to do 4:30 Thursday. We're going to go all the way up until the game. And then we're going to come back after the game for Cowboys After Dark. So it's going to be great. Going to have another great week. All right. 3 hours of Cowboys content tonight. Prime. let me read what my man Prime said. Prime said, dang. He said, you're on this early, so you're not going to be late night, early morning. No, not tonight, Prime. We do Cowboys After Dark Monday nights, Thursday nights, Sunday nights, because those are the Monday, Thursday, Sunday games. 3 times a week. We'll be back at it on Thursday. Yeah, hey, Basil. We got to beat the Green Bay Packers this game. We got to beat them the next time. We have to beat them the next time, man. We do. We can't let the Green Bay Packers win another game against us, especially with Michael Parsons. We have got to beat them boys. We got to beat them. All right, let me go down to the last 10 comments. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. Let me get to the bottom. Let's get this thing going. All right. Start down here about right in here. The real Daryl says the defense has to be adequate. I do not want them to be a liability to where you do not trust them. I think they'll get better over the next 2 to 3 games. Sean said, man, Solomon was playing like his head was on fire. Balled out. Balled out. Sleazy. Sleazy. That's what it is. Slay easy. Y'all remember when we were like, yo, y'all wait till Sean Lee, Jalen Smith get back. Boy, yeah. Boy, if Sean Lee could have stayed healthy. Ooh-wee. Tell it like it is says Fairweather and Fant would have fit perfectly for how we play. Sean said Earl Boykin could, yeah, y'all talking about those short guys who could dunk. Tell it like it is says Fairweather would have been catching all the seam shots and Fant was a bulldozer in the run game. Yeah, I think they really should have let them challenge Ferguson a more, but it was obvious, tell it like it is. Ferguson was a made man. Ferg was a made man. When he got the deal, you knew he was a made man. I believe that too, Bama boy. Yeah, they don't hate the Cowboys. They hate Jerry. Think about it. But Bama boy, I don't understand how you hate Jerry Jones and love the Cowboys. I'm not saying you gotta love Jerry Jones, but to hate Jerry Jones, that's a tough one for me. Jerry's a part of the team. Carolina said, I'm okay with neighbors getting his. It's Robinson doing the same thing that bothers me. Let me see if this is the guy who I'm thinking about. Yeah, hey, Carolina, Wandale Robinson. I'm not going to say he one of them. Shoot, he got that speed. He quick too. Quasi Blake, appreciate your great show. He said, my man Poopy D, I know I got to be out now. He said, peace out, always a good time. Let's see. Mohandros, he said, I can see the Cowboys winning at least 10 games. At least. At least. Quasi said, salute. Let me see. Reality Cowboy, I can't do nothing but agree. We're not playing our best defenders. We're playing seniors. Straight up. Straight up. I got to agree with you. Ron Hanna, he's okay, family. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Yes, sir. We'll be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock. He said, love, peace, and hair grease. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everybody be good. All right. Reality Cowboy, he said it's like loving your country and hating your government, G. Woo. Yes, sir. I don't see how you do it, Reality. They are a part of you. I don't see how you do it. Mohandram, Elam got cooked. Yeah. Sean said we have to show that we can get to the NFC Championship game or Super Bowl for the media to give us respect. They're banking on Dallas to falling short. Yeah, they're banking on it. And Sean, when I say they banking on it, they're banking on it because that's how they make their money on the hatred of the Cowboys. They make money on the hatred of the Cowboys. Professor X, boy, I can believe you too. He said Dallas are winning 2 Super Bowls, I guarantee you. I think it's about to be the Cowboys season. I do. Jawan, he said best show on YouTube. Appreciate you. Hey, we getting that call-in thing together. We're going to be testing it out. I'm going to be testing it out with my family over the next couple of days. So we're going to try to have it together by the Thursday night game. And all y'all who said you're going to call in, don't forget what you said. All right. Until the next time, God bless. DC4L. Let's talk Cowboys where we talk facts. Peace.
Yo, G, bless him, bless him, bless him.